All right, everybody. We still have Grace's cat on the screen, but we're here. It's Hollow Knight time. How's it going, Viz?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm living the dream one day at a time. I can't complain. I would, but who'd listen? So talk to me. What are we doing today?
We are doing 160%, no major glitches. The reason for that specific number is because every main category of Hollow Knight is run on the patch 1221, which was the second DLC to come out, the Grim Troop patch. And this is everything that's a percentage on that patch. They added 6% in charms and some other little things. So this is going to be us running around Hollow Knight, getting all the grubs, all the charms, all the mass shards, all the vessel fragments, killing most of the bosses, anybody that's a percentage. Yeah, and just going to be a tour around the whole world. And there's a bunch going on. We do have my commentator here, Mr. Sir. Hello, friend.
Howdy.
Hello, indeed. Well, we don't need to dawdle any further. When you're ready, give us a countdown.
All right. So, well, actually, there's two more screens. All right. In 3, 2, 1, go. So, yeah, this is Hollow Knight, Metrovania, 2017. Unlock abilities, so unlock areas. You know the drill. Right off the bat here, just real quick, we're going to see one of the main mechanics of this patch in this game. It's called inventory dropping, right there. It's where you open up the inventory while in midair to uncap your fall speed and get rid of the hard fall landing lag when you hit the ground. You cannot do that anymore in the same way. You can't open the inventory in midair anymore. They patched that out, but that's one of the billion reasons why we still run on this patch, is because that's still the game. So, and we'll probably be pointing out all the other little mini things that make this patch the reason why all the main categories are run on it. So, we play as the Knight. In the top left, you'll see our UI is, we have the 5 little masks, those are our health. And then to the left of that is the soul meter. Soul is essentially just mana. It is the resource we use for healing and for doing spells. We don't have any spells yet, but we're going to be getting 3 of them and then an upgrade for each of them. So 6 pickups in total. And those are all percentages, but spells are so strong in this game that even if they weren't, probably would be grabbing most of them. We'd probably skip like Howling Wraiths and Shriek. And then underneath the masks, the health is our Geo, which is one of the currencies of the game. And here's where we're going to be grabbing our first charm. And if you saw, I kind of walked past this area at first and went to that door up top, and then walked out and walked back in. That is a way to, when we save and quit right here, it's going to put us back up here outside of the door. That way we don't have to walk all the way back. That saves time, especially in a loadless timed game like this one. Saving and quitting is going to be pretty useful. So, we have the main town, Dirtmouth here. There's Elderbug. Won't be talking to him. Sorry.
Controversial decision there.
Controversy creates cash.
And I'm not sure if this got added yet. Did the bid war I suggested to CC get added?
We can't do bid wars because it's unfortunate. But we can do a poll.
Okay.
What is the poll?
To save to kill or spare the nailsmith.
All right. When would that be?
Around 2 hours into the run, like 1 hour 45, 2 hours, somewhere around there.
All right, Mr. Sir, I'm deputizing you. You are officially a Speed Docs volunteer, and when we're about 10 minutes away from that, you let me know.
Okay, will do.
I believe in you.
I've got the splits up here, so no worries.
I have utter faith.
Excellent.
Misplaced, unearned faith. Sorry, go ahead.
The reason I bring that up is because, so essentially, the nailsmith, when you get, this is way later, so we'll get there, but once we get to the nailsmith, when you upgrade your nail to the pure nail, he basically tells you like, oh hey, this is like my life's greatest creation. I'll never do anything better than this. This is all I ever wanted. Can you just strike me with the nail so I can feel what my perfect creation feels like, and you can kill me? And you have the choice to either kill him or spare him or just leave him there. And there's an achievement for both. But later in the marathon, tomorrow I believe, is Gaffy doing Happy Couple %, and he has to spare him. So if you guys want to see both, we'll kill him in this run and then we'll spare him in the other one.
Yeah, and regardless of that, hopefully, chat, you can do the right thing.
Is the right thing to kill him?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
So you'll notice Viz taking some damage here on the way to False Night. And you might have also noticed that when we bought our first stag, we equipped the charm that we picked up, Fury of the Fallen. So we're purposefully getting down to 1 HP here, so we can get a nice damage boost on our nail. And that's what that charm does. Also, we bought a stag. That is another one of the fast travel methods in this game. Saving and quitting is one of them. We already did one out to the edge of King's Pass, but stags are another one, and a big one. And that's literally just like you find a stag station, buy it, and then you can fast travel there. So.
Yep, once you buy the toll, it's free, which is really nice.
Yep. There are a few other methods. We'll get to those later in the run, but these are the big ones for now. So in a lot of places throughout the run, we'll actually bench somewhere on purpose and then not bench anywhere else so that we can save quit back to that spot later.
I wouldn't have went out of my way for the 5 Geo right there normally, but try to be as high a Geo as we can just so that we don't run into any issues later. So if you've ever seen speedruns of this game, especially all skills at any %, they don't kill that boss. You're actually able to leave it early. You break the wall over to the left, you just walk out of the arena. We're killing him for a couple reasons. Also, we're picking up the fireball here. I'll explain more in a second. But essentially, we kill that boss so that we have to fight him a second time in the Dream boss version later. We'll get to that. And then we also need the city crest that we just picked up from him. The 200 Geo we get from him is also convenient. And so we don't want to leave him alive because otherwise we would just end up having to kill him again later to fight the second version. So, But we did just pick up the fireball, the Vengeful Spirit. Just so you kind of have a reference for how busted spells are. The Vengeful Spirit is the weakest spell in this game, and it's 15 damage, and our nail does 5. But there's going to come a point where we're doing spells in the triple digits, and the nail kind of gets relegated to a collect soul to shoot fireball mechanic. Like, the 5 damage is nice, but it's mostly just, hey, we need soul to do spells. Because they are that strong. So we get our second charm here, and you're going to see a mechanic that some people don't even really figure out during their casual playthrough called overcharming. And you can go into that if you want.
Yeah, I almost didn't find this casually.
Yeah.
So basically, with our charms, each charm has an associated cost. They take up a certain number of notches in our charm belt, I guess. So you start the game with 3 notches. You actually can pick up more throughout the game, and we are going to as we go through. They're not percents, so we don't need them, but we want to be able to put more charms on. So right now we have 3 notches, and Fury of the Fallen and Soul Catcher, which we just picked up, are 2 each, so that's 4. That's too many. But if you try to equip them and then just keep trying 5 more times, you can actually break your charm UI and equip an extra charm. So here, by the way, nice quick kill on the Balder. This is a funny quick kill that is only possible on this patch and before. The fireball goes off screen and then just stays on the Balder and kills it.
Yeah, so essentially we get to keep the benefit of having both charms, but we take double damage when we overcharm like this. Then we did the Balder quick kill, and then we did a fireball skip, but we have 2 more fireball skips coming up, so we'll see it again here in literally 2 rooms. We're essentially going to use the knockback from shooting a fireball and the stopping of the vertical momentum to make jumps that we otherwise wouldn't normally be able to. This is the most important one right here. I cannot miss this. Otherwise it would be like a 15-second grab the fly and bounce off them back up.
This one skips like most of Green Path for what we're trying to accomplish, which is just to get the dash ability.
Yeah, we'll see Green Path later because there's more stuff here that we need to do.
Yeah, very common theme in this game and in a lot of other Metroidvanias is as you're going through the game and picking up different abilities, it's always going to be a good idea to go back to areas you've already been and use those abilities to access sub-areas that you couldn't get to before. And there's a lot of percents locked behind that sort of thing, as there should be.
And so we have this, I'm going to try to do this quick kill on this Moss Knight here. There it is. So that's going to become a thing. It's a little bit more prevalent in other categories because in this category we're going to be replacing the fireball with a bunch of worms. But a lot of times in this game, let's say, you know, right now our fireball does 15 damage. A lot of times you can get them to move alongside the spell, and it'll hit multiple times. So right there, I jumped and made him jump backwards, which caused the fireball to sit on top of him for 2 hits, so I didn't have to shoot the third one.
We call those fireball doubles, and sometimes you can even get a triple.
Yep. And later on, we'll have, spoiler, we'll have a fireball that does 40 damage, so if you can get a double on that, there goes 80. There's our first grub of the run. We're going to be saving all 46 of those little guys. And this is the second time that we're going to be seeing Fury be used, the 1 HP more spell damage. Why is somebody calling me? Stop that.
Pick up.
Yeah.
So the grubs themselves aren't percents, but they unlock rewards for us when we get a certain number of them, and we will go.
Oh my lord. That was so mean. I even let her like... That was so rude.
Yeah.
That's one of the worst deaths you can take. Now we have to spend 2 minutes running back over there. Thanks a lot.
It's really unfortunate because we don't have the dash ability yet.
That we're gonna get from her.
Ability. Yeah. So now we have to walk all the way back through.
I kind of let her do her thing in the air, and then I was like, oh, I'll just like go over and sag her, and then she just like so aggressively walked at me, like I couldn't.
That's her best attack.
Is her best attack is exactly.
She's even faster later.
Yeah. That's okay. Happens.
Shout out to walking.
Yeah, shout out to God, we're about to see a lot of it for next minute.
It's the best exercise you can. They say.
Did you go 3 for 3 on the fireball skips first time through?
We're about to go 6 for 6.
Get the first one here. Yep. Which one's the hardest for you in Green Path?
Well, the first one.
Yeah, agreed.
And I have to use my Xbox controller to do them for a reason I'm going to.
Oh, please.
Essentially, there's something that happens with my Smashbox that I don't understand, and nobody's been able to like understand with me. And that is, for some reason, I'll press right, and my character will turn right, and then I'll hit fireball, and it'll turn back to the left, even though I didn't press left. And I slowed down the video and saw that I did not press left, but for some reason it just shoots it the wrong way. And I just gave up and said, I'll just have an Xbox controller plugged in for literally 3 rooms of the entire run.
Well, it looks like it's working out. We got 6 for 6 on this run so far. Well done.
It's because you don't have a Zane pillow. That's what it is.
You know what? You're right. Were you there whenever Shroom called him a pillow princess? It was one of the funniest things.
I hate that fucking pillow.
How much you hate the pillow depends on how much you like Zane. Do you not like Zane? Are you tired of him beating your favorite players?
No, Zane is overrated. I am.
Ooh, the hottest take.
Zane is overrated. Well, because I came in after Zane had like summited the mountain, right? And I'm an HBox stan.
Oh no. Okay.
I'm Team HBox.
All right.
And yeah. Listen, it's HBox, all my Falcons, and then Magi.
Oh, I love Magi. Magi is so sick.
Love Magi.
Shout outs to Magi.
Shout outs to Magi. But yeah, my Falcons, love my Falcons.
I also love Falcons.
And then one.
So, on the way to Hornet here, Viz actually killed a little ghost. When you die in this game, something called a shade spawns, and that's kind of like your spirit. Don't look too far into it. But it holds all your geo. So, you need to kill it if you want your geo back, and also, when you don't have your shade, you can only hold 2/3 as much soul as you could otherwise. So, you really want to go get that back.
Yeah, I decided to not go to 1 HP for that, just to not deal with it.
That's fair. That's fair. Now we have the dash ability, and it's just what it sounds like, man. It's a dash, so.
It is the cool thing about the dash is that you get one of them in midair, but if you are on the ground and dash like off a ledge, or if you're on the wall, once we have wall jump, and you dash off the wall, then you get another one. And on top of that, if you ever bounce or what we call pogo off of an enemy or a background object or anything that gives you vertical height, then you get another dash in the air and it refreshes it. And that the same goes for double jump. Once we get that, we can obviously that's going to be another 20 minutes or so. So real quick, we're going to run over here and grab the charm notch. I did not mean to shoot that fireball. That's okay.
First charm notch of the run here, and these shrooms also give a lot of geo as well for early game, so we're happy to grab that on the way.
You guys get to see a little glitch that happens.
Yes, we did. This is called 1 HP Fury. You still do extra damage. The UI is still bugging out, but the health refresh from picking up the charm notch means we do in fact have full health.
And that'll last until we take any hit, which we're gonna take later. In an ideal, perfect world, you would go all the way to Soulmaster with full HP and Fury activated. But that's no, actually that used to be the perfect world. Now you want to get the early control from hitting the spike, so that this wouldn't even work anyway. So there's actually no benefit to it.
The Mantis here, even, right? So.
What do you mean? Oh yeah,
really
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. By the way, on the way to get the wall jump ability right now.
Yep.
Mantis Claw.
So we did a little trick called Explosion Pogo. Now we're going to do Mantis Pogo, where we have to hit this lever in the bottom left, and then use the Mantises to get back up. Why did he dash backwards? That's really bad. Okay. That's so unfortunate.
Tough trick here, this Mantis Pogo. When you see it done well, it may not look all that hard, but trust me, it can really easily go awry.
Please. Everything is going wrong. Well, now we have full health, so whatever. So essentially, I don't know how or why the Mantis, like underneath the lever, dashed backwards like that. That it should like completely through. It made me have to go so far that. Okay, well, now we have the amount of health we move. Not the smoothest early game.
So, oh, wait a minute. I'm just silly goose. We're grabbing this grub first.
No.
Yeah, so now, if you remember when we fought False Knight, we picked up that city crest. We are about to go see what it does. It's basically just a key that opens up our next area, which is going to be the City of Tears.
Indubitably.
So there's actually two halves to the City of Tears, and they're kind of separated in the middle from the left direction to the right direction. So if you can get into the right half, you can just access the rest of it. But if you're going from the left side, like we do by using the city crest, we're actually still going to have a little bit of trouble getting into the rest of the city. But that's okay, because we're here for things on the left side at the moment.
City of Tears sounds like a 3 Days Grace album.
It does. That's an excellent observation. So right there, you just saw what's called elevator walk-link storage, but you're about to get a much better look at it here. I think this is my favorite trick in the whole run. Oh no, I'm so sad.
That is sad.
I barely
You can,
touched the ground.
Yeah. So if you time your jumps exactly right, while you're in walking storage, you can actually keep it. So, and when you're in walking storage, you keep your dash speed. So you can just zoom across most of that room. It's pretty cool.
Alright, enough has gone wrong in this run that normally I would just go straight to Soulmaster, but we're gonna get the bench first, which is my marathon safe backup strat. That way we
I
can
like marathon safe.
Yeah,
Good.
that way we can use Fury 1 HP on Soulmaster, and if we die, it's not catastrophically bad like it would be otherwise.
Yep.
It would put us all the way back where we use City Crest.
Yep. Yeah, there's a few spots in the game, like exiting King's Pass for the first time and like using City Crest there, that actually act kind of like a bench, but without the health refresh, where we call it a hard save. And if you save and quit, you just go back to that spot. So it's honestly kind of annoying. It's not all that useful. But we got our bench. Now we're going to make our way further into Soul Sanctum. No?
I was getting the bench to spawn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Into Soul Sanctum, where we're going to pick up our second spell. But first we gotta get through Soul Sanctum, which is a pretty tough area for beginners and a pretty annoying area for speedrunners because there's just a lot of RNG.
A lot of RNG, a lot of teleporting into your, there's nothing in front of you, and then you hit the dash button, and then they teleport into your, before your dash even finishes. Not much you can do.
Yep. So Viz just hit that lever through the wall, which is not intended, believe it or not.
Yeah, you're supposed to be able to hit enemies through walls and floors, that's an intended mechanic, but they made it to where on this patch only, you can hit levers through. That was so rude. You can hit levers through walls and floors, and it's it leads to some pretty. Get away from me.
It's very, very useful. Yeah, lever skips are situationally one of the biggest time saves for using this patch over the latest patches.
So we're gonna do a little early control here.
Yep. By taking damage to these spikes at the right time, Viz is able to move, and he's also activating Fury of the Fallen by taking that damage. There are a few damage tank early controls like this one throughout the route, and there's also going to be a different kind of early control once we get our Dream Nail. Spoiler alert, it's called Dream Nail early control.
We just got a raid from Sketch. How's it going, Sketch? Thank you for the raid, my dude.
This fight and the successor fight later in the run are extremely RNG heavy, so sometimes you'll just be watching a run and the streamer will be like really angry during the fight and you're like, why are they so angry? They're doing well. And it's like, they're doing well. The boss is being a jerk.
For example, that first phase was incredibly good and would have been really fast, but I saved 0.09 seconds to my PB on that fight instead of the 7 seconds that I could have, and that was all in the second phase because he just decided to do his stupid little fake dives and they just wasted a bunch of time.
Mm-hmm. So here we have the Desolate Dive ability, which the way casting different spells in this game work are which direction you hold when you press the cast button. So no direction or to one of the sides is your fireball, which we already have. If you hold down, you do your dive. This one is a pretty cool spell, and it does a bit more damage than VS. We're going for fake dive here. Looks like
give it to me.
Yep, looks like we're not getting it. So there's a way to break that floor without soaring down through it and to save that grub right now, but we didn't quite get it, so we're just going to come back later and get it. We're going to go through this area again, so it only loses something like 10 seconds.
Yep. So yeah, essentially, dive is something you can't stop once it's started until you hit like the ground, or something that just like hard stops you. I guess just the ground, yeah. There's nothing else that can really stop you. It goes straight through enemies. But so we want to break that floor while still on the side of it, and we can grab that grub. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna go fight the second version of that boss that we just fought. The Soul Master becomes the Soul Tyrant, and then after that fight, we'll lose 10 seconds having to run over to grab the grub just to make sure. Oh, not the end of the world. Sucks for world record like level runs, but
yeah.
Please. Oh my god, I give up. It would not let me jump.
Thank you for the run. You know,
jeez. It would not let me jump after I kept hitting like there's like a little visible ceiling that if you. I've tried to slow down the video and see what I'm doing differently, and the difference is like the difference between pressing jump and dash like 0.05 and 0.07 seconds apart. It's really annoying because if you do it too quickly, it just puts a visible ceiling above your head. You can't jump. So we're about to enter a pretty dangerous area. If you saw, I benched right there and swapped charms. We're gonna take off Fury. This is the last time we're gonna see it. We now have to go through the next like 3 splits for the next 10 minutes or so, and there's nowhere we can bench because after we do a bunch of collecting throughout Crystal Peak and Resting Grounds, we cannot come back to, or we have to teleport back to that bench that we just sat at. Mm-hmm. So we have to do all of this while keeping the same set of health, and there's a lot of dangerous spots.
For sure. Yeah, that is, just for reference, literally 10 minutes.
I thought
So.
so.
So we're going up to Crystal Peaks now. There's a couple ways to get into this area in the intended ways. This is one of them, getting the Desolate Dive ability, and breaking the floor to get in. First, we have some grubbies.
The other way is... Well, actually, I guess there's 3, because I didn't think about it if you had... Well, no, never mind. You'd have to have C-Dash to do it, so...
Yeah.
I was thinking rando, sorry. But yeah, the other one is there's a dark room that has a toll inside, and while we would love to just memorize the dark room's layout and like run through it, which we're going to do in a couple dark rooms in this category, one coming up here in about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, there's a toll inside that you physically cannot interact with until you have an item called the Lumify Lantern, which lights up dark areas. So the only way for us to get into this area right now is with the dive, but luckily we just got that. So
yep. And the logic behind that routing is more complex than this, but more or less, dive is a percent, so we need to get it, and there's a lot of percents surrounding that, and Lumify Lantern is not a percent, and it also costs a lot of geo, so...
Yeah, we don't have 1,800 to spare. We're going to have to buy it eventually, because there's a couple things in the run that, like, for example, one of the Dream Warriors that we don't necessarily need, but it is way faster than the alternative of the essence we'd get for it. And so... in order to interact with it, we physically can't do the fight unless we have Lantern. Same thing as the toll, it won't let us interact with it at all.
Yep. So here's Crystal Peaks, by the way. I think a lot of runners really, really like this area, myself included, and Viz included. Mm-hmm. There's not so much RNG in this area, right? It's very deterministic. So this is just platforming, do well, and you'll be rewarded with a nice, clean split. So
a lot of cycles, and we kind of know like where the cycles start and like what area of the room you have to get to like trigger things off screen to like start their cycle. So for example, here there's 2 ways to do this next part coming up. One would be to jump up these conveyor belts, and then you could jump into that laser right there and damage tank it, and it's about 1 second faster. Or you can do what I did, where you kind of ride them up to slow down a tiny bit to make the lasers start, and that way it's out of your way once you get there, and that way we can go through this area hitless. A lot of other categories that like any percent where they quit out right here, so their health is almost inconsequential. We need our health. We're about to go do a couple other things, and it can be quite dangerous. So I'm going to hold on to every health that I possibly can.
Absolutely. So here we have our C dash ability, Crystal Dash. It's a super dash, basically. As you can see, you can cross large distances, and it's also the fastest mode of transport, other than extremely niche situations.
Oh, yeah.
So you'll be seeing it a lot, because this is a speed run. So there is a charge time on it, though, right? So there is kind of a line of when it's worth it to C dash or when it's better to just dash, and that is about 4 dash lengths of distance.
The only time that's not the case is if you would have had to wait during the time where you could be charging it anyway, like for example on an elevator. If you're gonna have to ride that elevator up anyway and you could just be using that time to charge, then it's always worth it to C dash, because you're basically just getting free super fast speed for nothing.
And here's our dark room.
Yep.
Very cool one. See this in a lot of categories. I guess not a lot, a few.
Yeah.
Probably one of the more famous dark rooms, though. Well done.
That used to be the bane of my existence, and like that's why I didn't like Rando when it first like came out, quote unquote, was because it was just like that was almost in every single seed. Like you couldn't turn off dark rooms back then, and I really did not like it. Ow, I hate that. We're at really high health. I'll beat it up. Now it's like I basically got hit doing like God Pixel or something worse.
Yeah.
It was a little too close to the left. But yeah, so now we're gonna get our first upgraded spell. And I the way the game kind of gives you the first downward, like the Desolate Dive spell, kind of implies like, oh, you just use this to like break the ground. Whereas like the fireball is more like, oh, use this to shoot enemies from afar. But the dive spell is actually extremely powerful. Like if you can get all 3 of the, there's like 3 chunks of damage that you have to have all 3 of them hit an enemy to do the full damage. But once you have Shaman Stone, which is the charm we're about to get, the difference between like the upgraded fireball is and the upgraded dive is 40 and 88. Like the dive is so strong. And a lot of people, and well, and on this patch, the invincibility frames are pretty absurd.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest advantages of the dive casually, right? Is just you can just spam it.
But on current patch, they actually made it to where when you press the button a second time, like it has like a charge up. If you ever see, if I'm grounded, whenever I use it, you like have to go up in the air and then come down. And on this patch, you have enough iframes to cover that like ascent and then start going back down and then get more iframes. On current patch, they made it to where when you press the button again, when you're on your way up, you won't have iframes, so you can't just chain them infinitely like you can here.
I love C-Dash Dreamplats.
Yeah. I like it whenever that one platform doesn't stop me randomly, which happens one of every like 20 times. Have you ever seen that?
Dream now. I am not entirely sure what you meant. Honestly, sorry.
No, you're fine. There's like a spot you can see dash from that you'll just be too low for some reason. You'll run into a platform earlier than you expect.
Oh, I love this game.
But yeah, we just got the Dream Nail. The Dream Nail is probably the most important item in the game, as far as like being able to beat the game, because you physically can't interact with the dreamers that you have to absorb / murder. You can't interact with them at all unless you have it, and so now that we have it, but there's also a couple other uses of it. The one that casual players seem like to love and like always spam at streamers to use is you can dream nail enemies and NPCs and you can see what they're thinking. But for our purposes, if you dream nail an enemy, it actually gives you 1/3 soul, which is super duper useful, especially whenever we have a charm that makes it do 2/3 soul instead of 1/3. And then it also allows us to interact with dream warriors and enter certain defeated boss's dream to fight the dream boss version of them, the harder, faster version of them.
Yeah. So we'll be actually upgrading our dream now throughout the run as well. So now that we have it, part of what we're going to be doing for the rest of the run is collecting what's called essence, and we get that from defeating dream warriors and dream bosses and a few other things, such as dream trees, which are like a platforming challenge to get essence, and also random drops. When you kill an enemy, you have a pretty small chance of getting 1 essence.
Yeah, and so basically Seer tells you like, oh hey, come to me when you have like 100, 200, 400, and she gives you like different rewards, and we need all of them that she's gonna, well, I guess we don't need the relic, but like it helps Geo. But we need all the ones that she's going to give, especially because I have 2,400 essence. You can talk to her again and ascend her. She basically is just like, oh, my purpose is done, and she, for all intents and purposes, dies.
I must go. My people need me.
Yeah, exactly. And I did say intents and purposes.
I heard, and I appreciate it.
But yeah, so, and that's actually, fun fact, the most missable percent in this entire category. There have been multiple people who accidentally got 105% because they forgot to talk to the Seer one final time to ascend her. They just left the room. And it's the only one that's not like, because like if you miss a charm, when you open up the charm and you see it, if you miss a mass shard, you're going to end up with 8 masks at the end. You'll probably, you'll notice. With the Seer, it's just the easiest one to miss. The only good news is that we changed our auto split for the thing that happens after that to not split if you didn't ascend the Seer. So if you go talk to Grey Mourner, it won't, like, and you expect it to split, you'll be wondering why it's not. It's because you forgot to ascend the Seer. So at least it's a small reminder. You'll still end up losing like a minute having to run back up there. But
yeah, so a second ago we talked to this guy down by Salubra. His name's Sly. He's the shopkeeper here. And in Crystal Peaks, we actually picked up a key that unlocks about half of his inventory. So we're going to be coming back to him quite a bit here because he's got a lot of our percents. But what we just got is the Elegant Key, and that's going to allow us to go unlock the fight to get our next upgraded spell, which is the Shadesol.
And we just put on the Shaman Stone, the best charm in the game. Allows our spells to do like 33% more damage and increases the size of their hitbox. So now every time I dive on top of this guy, if those like black waves also hit him, then it does 88 damage.
You can tell if a spell is upgraded or not by what color it is, by the way. White ones are just the regular ones, and black are upgraded.
I'm about to
Here we're doing
upgrade the fireball.
Exactly. Here's another damage early control. This one saves a lot of time. This cutscene is so freaking long.
Yep. Normally I would be stuck up there just standing still waiting for this.
Until now.
Yeah. Now we're gonna go fight one of my favorite bosses, but that definition changes depending on the day because sometimes he's just super rude and will not give me a good fast pattern. Sometimes it is extremely satisfying to destroy him.
Yeah, ask you after the fight.
Yeah, if this goes super well, I'll be like, yeah, I love that fight, dude. It was so sick. You just see like
favorite boss,
all the double hits that I got. But if he just decides to teleport away and do fireballs at me over and over, and I can't get over to hit him, then I'm going to say this is my least favorite fight in the game.
And this is our first dream boss, which we've alluded to. These give a lot of essence. So this one's going to give us, I believe, 300.
I think it's 300.
Yeah. The biggest single chunk of essence in the game is 400, which is from another dream boss. So we were talking about getting upgrades from the Seer on our dream now. And items and whatnot. That's at 2,400 is the final amount that we'll need. So 300 is a lot of that. Why this was boss just staggered in the middle of one of the attacks that we really like because we can get some doubles on it. And it happened again.
Not the worst fight. Depends on what he gives me here.
It can truly get just awful as far as run killers with the RNG in this fight.
Yep. And I was trying to avoid a really obnoxious soft lock that can happen if you do the final hit as the fireball hits you like at the same time as you shooting a fireball. Then he'll just infinitely sit there and wiggle back and forth until you leave. Oh, almost forgot the grub.
Ooh. Nice. Hey, you remember the C-dash?
Yeah. It also didn't split, so like I noticed before that, but I would have noticed anyway. So
Yeah.
okay.
Could We also mentioned that 10-minute segment of not benching. Before we went and got the upgraded fireball, we did save and quit, so we are able to bench now whenever it works with the route.
And so now we're going to make our way over to the cornerstone, the most important thing in the entire category. That is a charm called Fluke Nest that is just so comically broken that it reduces half the bosses in this game to a joke, including the final boss of the run. So we talked about damage numbers earlier where our nail does 5. It still does 5. At the end of the run, it'll do 21, but we're not going to do that for a while because it's very out of the way. And one other reason where it increases Dream Warrior's health, but whatever. But essentially, it does 5 damage right now. We talked about how our fireball now does 40 because of the upgrade and the charm Shaman Stone, 40. This charm changes our fireball from the big like little circle that it is to, I think it's 8 worms. 8 or 10, something like that. I have no idea
how many.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. Yeah, a lot.
Too many.
And if all of them hit, it does 112 damage, which is just so absurd. This charm actually got changed about 5 times from Team Cherry because they just could not decide on how strong they wanted it to be. But for this patch, it's one of the broken ones, which is really nice because we basically put this as early in the run as we possibly can.
Yep. Which means we have to head to Royal Waterways where we are now, which is just gross. Yeah.
But we do get to see this cool quick kill if I don't miss it like we did in practice. Hooray! What a skillful boss fight.
Good job.
Thanks.
If you're wondering, yes, they patched that out.
Yes. This hitbox is now a triangle and we'll slide off the side. But yeah, so now we have Fluke Nest, and I made it sound harder than it is to get the all the worms to hit. Essentially, if you're close enough, they all come from like a single point. So if you're just standing right next to an enemy, all of them will just hit. And yeah, doing 112 damage with one spell cast is so broken, and it basically, again, relegates your nail from a, oh, I want to do damage to a, I just need soul so I can do Fluke Nest again.
Yep. So as you could see, we equipped it immediately.
Yeah. And we're going to keep it on for any time it doesn't super hurt us to have it on. There are a couple times throughout the run where we need to take it off for like certain bosses that it doesn't quite work with, because you need like actual physical hits to stagger them or push phases or whatever. But for now,
yeah, that's another
we're gonna have it on.
Funny thing about this charm, all these little flukes that hit the bosses don't count as hits in the same way as your nail would, and that is a this patch thing as well. And in a lot of scenarios, it'll actually be a good thing because it won't like wake a boss up from a stagger, but
or make them teleport.
Scenarios, yeah, or that. And in some scenarios, it's not as good because we need a number of hits rather than an amount of damage, and we'll point those out when we get there. But that's pretty much the only reason we would ever take this charm off, because it just does so much damage. The amount of damage is almost equivalent to a fireball triple with our upgraded Shade Soul.
Those are the little flukes right there. But yeah, you see how just what quick work it made of Dung Defender there. That's a scripted fight if you get all those hits correctly. It's a little bit harder than it looks, but it's not like unreasonably hard. I get it most of the time. Whoa! That just actually stopped me. What the heck? Like my walking storage just like vanished. That was so strange. I like expected to go farther to the right, but just like stop. I don't know if I hit a button or I don't know.
Can I ask you a non-Hollow Knight related question?
Always.
How about them Astros?
Look, man, they don't know how to beat 100 loss teams, all right? This has been the bane of our existence for like 2 years. I don't know what you want from me.
Context, they just lost to the Royals last night.
They are 3-7 in their last 10 against the Royals and A's. They have no idea how to beat bad teams.
They get faked out, you know?
They do. I swear it's like they think they could just show up and get a W, and then they lose. Framber Valdez gives up 4 in the first inning. Oh, ow.
Listen, the Yankees threw a perfect game against the A's, so sometimes you can just show up and get a W, but yeah, no, that was hard to watch.
Yeah.
These skips we've been doing, by the way, across this acid, are hopefully obviously not intended. We're actually skipping quite a bit of fighting by doing these skips, so pretty big time saves here.
Yeah. And I didn't want to have to do what I did, but basically I started my C-dash way too close to the acid, and I was worried that once I got across, I was just going to fall before I could hit the jump button. So I just decided to kill those frums. Normally you would want them to expand and then fly over and knock you out of that pickup early, which does put you at 2 health, which can be a little scary for like this room coming up. So it's kind of a good thing that I'm at 3 health here, because definitely possible to get hit 2 or 3 times just by stuff that's barely your fault.
Yep. And that pickup, by the way, yeah, that pickup lets us swim in the acid that we've been skipping over. Nice room. Good RNG there. It's called Isthmus here, and yeah, lets you swim in acid. There are a lot of acid skips in this game that you can do. We will not be doing any of them anymore because we have that ability.
Also, if you notice, this is the second or third time where I bought something and then immediately left the room. It's because you can skip the entire animation of the thing, like the toll or the bench or whatever, spawning, leave and come back. Especially with a loadless timer, it's always faster.
Yep.
I just want to remind everyone, we are raising money for Kishi. For those that don't know, Kishi is our friend, and they had their computer caught on fire. That's really like how we're explaining it. The computer burst into flames.
As somebody whose computer has caught on fire before, I feel their pain.
Yes, and Kishi is a digital artist and handicapped, and, you know, we're trying to get them back to work so that they can, you know, have a livelihood. We're not trying to pay off debt or anything. We're trying to get them back their way to make their money. So, you know, it's, we're teaching someone to fish. We're not giving them a fish. So if you're able to, I'm sorry, real quick. If you're able to get those donations in, we are funding the computer directly. So it's not one of these, oh, where does the money go? The money is going to the service that is going to purchase the item. You can see the item. And we are at $326. The computer is $1,100. I know that the total is higher, but there's other stuff in there. Once we hit $1,100, the computer will ship. So that is a nice fact of this service. We can crowdfund this item, and then as soon as it's funded, it ships.
Awesome.
So let's get this bread. I know that there are a ton of people watching. Thank you to everybody who's been hanging out today. But give me something to read here. You know, come on. I'm talking about baseball. You want to talk about baseball? I fucking love baseball.
Me too.
We can talk about baseball.
If you don't donate, I'm going to talk about baseball as a punishment. All right, you were saying?
I was gonna say oh my gosh. Okay, fine. Please stop. Please. Fine.
Ooh. Yeah, in the meantime, we fought Broken Vessel, and now we're fighting the upgraded Dream Boss, Lost Kin, who's just faster Broken Vessel. And we actually, I think, just barely got the quick kill we were looking for on Broken Vessel, which is nice. This boss is going a little tougher, but nicely done.
I tried to heal, and right as I finished the heal, I got hit, and I was like, you know what? F it, we'll do it live. But yeah, what I was gonna say was I was going to do the same thing I did for Speed Doxathon 2023, where I donated for every time I got hit. But A, that would be a lot more in this category, and B, I just had my tire go out the other day, and I had to spend $300 that I wasn't expecting on a new tire. Yeah, so.
Oh, that would have been terrible.
Yeah.
Tires are expensive. I had to do. My sister got 4 new tires, and I work at a dealership, so
Nice.
I handled it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like the project manager, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that was $1,000, and I worked there.
Jeez, yeah. No,
4 tires. Yeah.
I actually had a really cheap tire, and it was only, thankfully, it was only 130, but it was 160 to tow it to the tire place because I changed it to a donut, and then the donut was completely flat and like literally on the rim, and I was like, oh, I can't drive on that, so.
Yeah, if you put that donut on, you better be ready to go the place you are wanting to go, because that thing will not take you anywhere else.
So yeah, but we got Broken Vessel there, got our 400 essence, had to come over here and grab the other grub, and then now we're gonna make our way over to we're gonna grab a charm first, and then we're gonna go to Failed Champion. And if you saw, I took off the Fluke Nest charm. This is gonna be one of the like few times where it just doesn't work with this boss. And this boss is also extremely dangerous. It does 2 damage when you make contact with the body or the mace. So it can go very poorly, but
Yeah. And while we were over there, we grabbed Monarch Wings, the double jump ability.
oh yeah, the important part that we didn't talk about.
Yeah.
So we have a double
just
jump.
Something to keep in mind. We have double jump now.
We basically, do we have every movement option? I think the whole map's open, right?
Shade Cloak.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
still remaining.
Yeah, essentially, if you notice, this is the area from the beginning of the game. It is now infected. Once you either get a Dreamer, which we don't have yet, or get Double Jump, the Black Egg Temple up above starts leaking the infection, and it infects the crossroads because it's right next to it. And then you have this. And it blocks off a couple pathways and puts new enemies here that are way more annoying.
It's great in randos, though.
Very good in English. Unless you are super under-equipped and doing no damage, then it can be annoying.
We just got one of maybe the worst charms in the game. So that's just a percent to us.
Unless you pair it with Defender's Crest, then you get the big explodey boy.
Yeah.
I have no idea how much damage that does, by the way.
I don't either. So a lot of different charms, by the way, have interactions with other charms. So when you put multiple of them on, they actually do something slightly different. Pretty cool. Pretty freaking cool.
So here we go. I think this is the hardest stream boss. Oh my god, and then I get a perfect pattern. Alright, well, it doesn't always go that smooth.
Yeah. So I can't speak for that first cycle, but the rest of this kill is my favorite boss kill in all of it. It's just so satisfying. Yeah. The triple fireballs, man.
So yeah, every time we're shooting those fireballs, they are hitting one side of the maze, and then the main body, and then the other side whenever he goes over to the, like, away from you. And it's hitting 3 times for 120 damage, so we're basically doing 360 damage. Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Almost pulled a Skate King.
Yep. Okay, well, Skate just forgot. It's funny because they waited too.
Yeah. Yeah, he just jumped off. He was facing the right way and everything. He just didn't hit the button. Okay. That would have been very bad. I would have had to do that entire fight again.
How much time did you save?
3 seconds.
Pretty good.
Where?
Pretty good fight.
Not bad. And it probably would have been pretty close to my gold. I lost 4.9 to my gold if I wouldn't have accidentally shot the wrong way.
Yeah. All right. So here we're going to get our, I think, first rewards from this year. We're also going to see this year for the first time.
Yeah.
Because we skipped out of the, wake up animation that you get when you grab Dreamnail.
Yep.
So this is the seer. She's cool. Moth lady. And gives us stuff like we talked about. So.
Yep. She gave us a Palor, which we need to upgrade our nail later in the game. She gave us a charm called Dream Wielder. It's going to be very useful.
One of my favorite charms, one of his least favorite.
Yep. The benefits are insanely good. It just has one extremely annoying, glitchy, drawback that I can't stand that affects me a lot. And but
You're just talking about it being faster.
What do you mean?
Just the charge time for the Dreamnail.
Well, the drawback?
Yeah.
The drawback is that you can lock yourself out of, because you can't just start a Dream Gate after a Dream Warrior. When you have it on, you have to start a second one and then cancel it and then start another one to Dream Gate away so that you don't leave before you get the essence. If you do that wrong and the second one goes through, then you can just lock yourself out of Dreamnail and you can't use it again until you get to a screen transition. And it's really annoying.
We just got a $15 donation from Anonymous.
Ooh.
Thank you, Anonymous. That gets us at 341.
Let's go.
And I know a few people have mentioned it. Because this is through Throne and not through Tiltify, we could not tie the donation total to the live things. We will update it as soon as we can.
Gotcha.
So we just backtracked through King's Pass, the first area that you spawn in, and we are now in Howling Cliffs, which is one of the areas of the game, and we are on our way to get the first nail art of the run.
One of the areas of all time.
Exactly. Remembered C-Dash, let's go.
There was a comment that I didn't read. I'm sorry. Tires are expensive, but so are computers. Let's get this bread so Kishi can make some bread. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's so meant.
Also, yeah, I didn't mean to make it sound like I wasn't. I am still going to donate. I just can't do per hit.
No, I appreciate it. You don't have to, but thank you. We appreciate it.
My bank would probably call me if I did that. But you sure?
Yeah. Goodbye, Gorb.
Yeah, that's one of the scenarios where Gorb would have. That's that Dream Warrior we just killed that you saw for about 0.72 seconds. His name is Gorb, and those are Dream Warriors, and Dream Warriors' health increase pretty significantly every time you upgrade your nail. So even in categories like True Ending where you don't have Fluke Nest doing 112 damage, you would still have a Fireball that does 40, and the game doesn't expect you to have a fully upgraded Fireball with like Shaman Stone making you do a 40 damage per cast while having no upgraded nails, so their health isn't really like in Truany you shoot 3 fireballs and 2 of them double hit and he just dies.
Yeah.
Even worse is when you just shoot 2 flukes and he just dies immediately.
This just set a Dream Gate, and that is the next fast travel method that we hinted at. Basically, you can just put that Dream Gate down almost anywhere on the map, and then you can warp back to it at the cost of 1 essence, which is pretty negligible as far as costs go.
Yeah, we're gonna get probably I'd say 10 or 15 extra throughout the run above 2400, so we can afford to use some Dream Gates. It's a very useful mechanic to get, because otherwise we'd have to there is a shortcut in that dark room to get out, but it's way slower than just teleport.
Yep.
Fun fact, that was not in the original release of the game. That was introduced with the Hidden Dreams DLC, along with Hidden Station next to White Palace.
Speaking of things not in the game on release, here is a quest line that is a lot of this run that was not in the game on release.
So what we just did there, normally what you do is you dream nail that thing over on the right, and then that lantern spawns, and then you'd hit it, I think it's 8 times, 10 times, whatever, and then you're locked in a cutscene while you just stare at it, and little melody plays, and like the fire comes on, etc., etc. But for some reason, whenever you open it, if that last hit happens while you're doing a Cyclone Slash, which we just got a second ago, then it just allows you to keep control of your character, and so we could just leave while we otherwise would have been stuck standing there staring at it.
I think that getting control back because the cyclone ended scenario.
Yeah, and I don't know, like if you saw me do 2 cyclones, the reason is because if you just do a cyclone and sit on top of it, it actually will only hit once. But if you can get the edge of the hitbox, right? And so for cyclone, there's 2 hitboxes. If you can get either side of the edge of the hitbox to go in and out, like with contact, then you can have it hit multiple times. So that's why you saw me wiggling left and right on a certain spot. That way, the side of the hitbox would come in and out of contact with it over and over, and we could hit it multiple times. Kind of a difficult trick, but second try is not bad.
And we call that wiggles.
Wiggles.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Exactly.
Man,
Sorry.
what happened to Jason Derulo?
He's out there, man.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I did not know that Jason Derulo was the one that made that song.
Kind of weird, but
All right. Weird flex, but okay. What is the other song that he did? I'm sorry.
No, good.
there are so many.
This is the least important charm in the game, dog. You're allowed to talk.
Go ahead.
What
yeah,
we would talk about is how useless this is.
yes, this charm sucks, and we're not going to use it. We just have to have it. Boom.
When you're healing, you turn into a slug, and you can slowly crawl around instead of being stuck in place.
Huh.
Woo.
All right.
Unless you have
But-
Sprint Master out.
Yeah, that's
Then
one of
you go
the
faster.
many, like we said, charm interactions is if you have Sprint Master and that equipped, then you can move at I mean, it's significantly faster. You can kind of zip around while healing, but again, that's not anything we're ever going to see because we're definitely never putting Split Master on, and we're definitely never putting Shape of Boon on. So yeah, this is Grim. This is a big part of the category. He's a big vampire bat, and he's going to give us a charm called Grim Child, which we're about to put on here immediately. It gives us a little bat that flaps around, follows us, and at first he doesn't do damage. Later he shoots a little fireball. It's actually a bad thing, but we'll go into that later. And essentially, see if you see there's I didn't take off. If you see there's 3 little empty flames below the below the description of the charm, that's in Chinese. And that is, we have to go around the world and get 3 flames, and then we go back to Grim and we're like, hey, we got them. And then he upgrades it, and then we have to do the same thing again. There's 9 total, so there's 3 sections of 3. And that's a big part of this category, is getting all of those flames to eventually fight what is Nightmare King Grim, a boss at the end. Oh, that was This would have been like a borderline gold if I hadn't messed up not taking Flukeness off the bench. Holy, that was perfect RNG.
Yeah. Yeah, so to get each flame, I think like this, you do have to fight an enemy each time, except for one of them. And as you go through the upgrades of this charm, they get much harder, right? Like that one's just kind of annoying, but I don't think anyone's dying to that.
Yeah.
The middle one can get a little harder. It's got some harder attacks. And then the final one does double damage and is incredibly fast and scary. So
And so,
look forward to that.
yeah, that's one of the, like, a big piece of RNG in this run is, like, even the first ones, you have to hit them with 2 fireballs, and you can get lucky like I just did, and it'll push him backwards and it hits twice. And that's why I said it was perfect RNG, because it doesn't always work that way. It's random on what elevation he'll spawn on, and for the first couple seconds of him like being there, he'll match your elevation. So if you try to jump up to fireball him, he'll like go higher and you'll miss, which is really, really annoying. But with if they spawn in the right spot, then you can just immediately. Sometimes they'll just be on the same height as you can just turn and shoot fireballs all you want. Yeah, we're gonna set a dream gate here. We're gonna go get our second nail art. Nail arts are just charged nail abilities. We have the first one, Cyclone Slash, right now. Cyclone Slash and this next one we're getting Great Slash are the two most important. The other one is Dash Slash, which in this category doesn't have a ton of use.
Yeah, some other categories will use Dash Slash with the extremely long hitbox to do lever skips or to hit anything they want through a wall. You've seen Viz use Cyclone Slash a lot already since we've gotten it. It just has some funny interaction with the way that we fall. Basically, it just allows us to fall faster.
Yep.
And kind of leave it at that.
And since after this category, after this patch, you can't open the inventory in the air anymore. A lot of categories that have Cyclone Slash will use that as its default like fall fasting mechanic because it can, you can use Cyclone Slash to fall really quickly.
Yep.
Hi, Kishi.
Definitely see that a lot more. Cool. And they do more damage than just your nail as well, right? There's a reason it's like the charged nail attack. So.
And fun fact, the one that we just saw is named Shio, and you're gonna see him a little bit more along with the Nailsmith in Gaffy's run tomorrow, where you spare the Nailsmith and then he goes and hangs out with Shio over there. And what I don't think isn't explicitly stated, but pretty accepted, like they are most likely in a relationship.
It's cute.
It is very cute. Oh my god.
Heard from sorry.
Good.
We just heard from Kishi, and they said if we get to half the goal, I'll draw CJ Mama with kitty headset.
That's
all right.
What do I have to donate to get to half?
550 is halfway.
Okay.
We're at 341.
We can make that happen.
We can do this.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I saved time on that split. What a miracle.
Nice.
I've had exceptionally good luck with Grimkins so far. They do not always spawn that close, like on the same level as me, and so far I've had two that spawn on like perfect elevations or I could just double hit them.
Exactly.
So this is the other way that I was talking about earlier to get into Crystal Peak. The reason why this only applies to randomizer as like maybe the first way you get in here is because you need the crystal dash in order to do it in the first place, and you get that from this area. So the only time where you would have it without having been there before is in a randomizer.
It's also probably not intended to do this in the first place. Like probably intended to go from within Crystal Peak.
Yeah.
To get to that elevator. Yeah.
That was a grub mimic that we only broke because we want the soul. Here's our third Grimkin here. Let's hope he's also nice to us. Oh my lord. All right. We definitely take those.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I would have liked if the first one doubled so I didn't have to shoot a second one, but it's not the end of the world. But just having him in, because like if he spawns too high and then does the dash ability, you can only hit him once and then you have to wait for him to like teleport away and then come back, and it's just a long time. So having them spawn like just immediately able to be killed is so nice.
Yep.
I didn't know he was gonna jump. Ah. Nice.
This boss is called Crystal Guardian. Not too hard, but some RNG can be kind of annoying. And since we have wings, we can actually go up right away now and get into the second fight with Enraged Guardian, the upgraded version. And
I call him
the same story.
Jumpy Jack Frick.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you say what you call him?
Yeah. Don't say no. That was not bad.
And yeah, you can kind of see why this calls them that.
Yeah, because essentially, like I said, the D-Dark has 3 sections where it does damage. The initial drop through, and then the slam on the ground, and then the wave that comes up. And if he's jumping around, it's like impossible to get all 3 of those to land. So you're basically doing like half damage with all of your darks if he's not sitting still. But if he does his little laser thing, then you can just go straight through the top of him and kill him super fast. So there's a massive delta, like massive difference between a good pattern and a bad pattern as far as time. Me and Hazel, the world record holder of this category, that just took it like 2 weeks ago, we talk about all the time, like, you just expect to lose 10 seconds that split. It's so annoying. So we're gonna make our way up to the Hollowness Crown to grab another pale ore. We need all 6 of them. Each nail upgrade that, like I said, we're not gonna see for a while, but eventually we will. They cost Geo, and then Geo and 1 pale ore, and then Geo and 2 pale ore, and then Geo and 3 pale ore, so we need all 6.
And those Geo numbers are pretty high, so that's another reason why it kind of just makes sense to save it for the end of the run. So we did just get our 3rd Grimkin and Grimkin Flame. So now we're going to go back to Grim and upgrade our charm so that the next 3 flames are unlocked for us. But first we're going to stop and see our buddy Sly.
We're finally going to buy the lantern.
Hazel mentioned. True.
Hazel's hiding in chat.
It is. Direct your questions to Hazel. Not me.
Honestly, since I spent 8 months away from the category, I have questions. I talk to Hazel all the time. I'm like, hey, I forgot. What do I do here?
Yeah, I love speedrunning that way. Just kind of pushing for better times. Most people aren't weird about it.
Yeah, that's one thing I've always like kind of been in like a gray area about, is like, let's say you discover like some game-breaking trick. I know most people are like, oh yeah, you should like be almost required to like tell the whole community like immediately. I do think that it's generally bad manners to not tell other people, but I also kind of think like if you discover something massive, don't you kind of deserve like just 1 world record yourself before you like reveal it? Like I don't know, you earned it. Like go get your 1 world record and then you can tell everybody. Don't you shoot.
Yeah. There have been situations where that's how strats have been found in this game. One that Viz likes to talk about is later when we pick up the Shade Cloak ability, somebody found that once you grab the ability, instead of sitting through a long cutscene, you can just save and quit immediately and skip the entire cutscene. And nobody knew about it until the verifier was watching that person's PV submission.
Yep.
Like, wait a minute.
Yeah, and it was just some like 15th place run too. It was like it was like it could have just went unknown for like so long.
Yeah. This shenaniganry that we just did is called Zaliant Cycle. Instead of C-dashing through the room like a normal person, we dash and use wings.
Yeah,
And pogos.
if you turn on hitboxes, those hitboxes of those crystals are not what you think they are. They are basically non-existent. The lasers is the part that has the hitbox. I guess they didn't expect anybody to try to dash through the. And so earlier, I said something where I said, "Don't you dare!" I was talking to the Grimkin because I said earlier that he shoots a little fireball. It does next to no damage, but there's certain scenarios where if he does it, it can be really bad. There's also scenarios where it can be really good, like when we're gonna fight Hornet 2 here coming up. There's certain there's such a difference. Sometimes he can be the absolute MVP of the fight and just stagger her exactly when you need him to, and sometimes you need her to stay staggered, and Grimkin's like, "No, I'm just gonna shoot him," and then shoots Hornet, and then she gets back up, and you're like, "Thanks." And then, not to mention the worst part of Grimchild, which is gonna come up later, where if he shoots something and it dies, like a beat. Oh. Sorry. Please kill. It didn't kill. Whatever. If he shoots something and it dies, it'll just like lag your game for like a quarter to half a second, which can just make it to where if you just happen to press jump right there, it'll just completely eat it, and it's really annoying.
Another wall clip storage there. That's a funny one. That one's like decently recent, honestly.
Yeah.
Nobody date me by telling it's actually not.
I want to say it's like 2020.
I think it was like 2021, but still, that feels like yesterday to me. Yeah, and the other thing is, sometimes those enemies that Grimchild is killing are enemies that you want to Bobo on, or collect soul from, and that can get annoying too. Here's a funny arena. It's really hard if you're going through it like the first time you're going through City Tears, but we're not, and we have Shaman Stone Shade Soul, and we just one-shot every single enemy with that spell. Just
honestly, that arena can be kind of scary in like randos. You're like kind of under even if you're like, you know, a veteran in the game, if you're just pretty low gear, it can just be really scary.
I think I went in there with like VS and that's it, and died 3 times in a row in a recent rando. So listen, happens.
All right, so here's the scenario where in a world record like attempt run, I would never bench before Hornet 2, but there's an enemy that it's a Grimkin that we have to fight before we get there that can give a random attack, and sometimes if he does the dash ability, it'll lag, and if you shoot a fluke toward him, all the flukes will just on one frame be on the like side of him, and then on the next frame be on the other side. It's really annoying. So if I do end up getting hit here, it'll be double damage, and I don't want to go into the Hornet fight with what is effectively 2 HP.
Yeah.
So I will be.
Thank you for mentioning that, because I was going to.
Like that. God.
Yikes.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's literally that. I shot the fluke, and then on one frame he was on the side, and then on the other frame he was hitting me.
Yeah. Are you gonna take Grimchild off of that bench, or do we keep it?
No.
Yeah. So we're still gonna be overcharmed for the Hornet 2 fight, which is one of the hardest fights for like a lot of people. Not in this category necessarily, because we have flukes, but
Yeah.
still could be if you weren't really good.
I probably should take Grimchild off, but I do not wish to.
Yeah, that's fair. Type.
Actually, if I did, couldn't I just not be overcharmed for Shade Cloak? That'd be really nice. I probably should have, but oh well.
Noted.
Didn't think
When you
about
go
that.
for marathon world record, you can do that.
Yeah. I never bench there, so.
So there are a few different endings to this game. The regular any percent ending, you just go defeat the Hollow Knight and take its place, holding in the Radiance, which I will not go into that right now. Another ending, which is the one we're going to get, is the one that Hornet kind of wants us to get, which is we will enter the Hollow Knight's dream and kill the Radiance and save the world, right?
Save the cheerleader, save the world.
So she's kind of testing us throughout this run, including at Dash and right here. And this test, our reward is Kingsbrand, which allows us to go to the Abyss, which has 2 very strong abilities, the upgraded Upspell and Shade Cloak, which gives you some invincibility and access to the map. And it also gives us access to the area where we will upgrade our final charm that will allow us to get the Dream No More ending. So,
I have a question.
yes.
So in order to get the upgraded Upspell that we just talked about, you have to have the first one, because in order to unlock it, you have to physically do the Upspell to like trigger the cutscene.
Yep.
Same thing with the Downspell. In order to get there, you have to break a floor to get through. What happens if you do the boulders with like Long Nail or whatever, and then
You can do that.
can you go to Shade Soul and it will give you Shade Soul?
Yep. The S-less Shade Soul is a very funny category.
Pog.
I'm a big fan. I ran it for a little bit, but it's just really hard. Like, you get to the end of it, and then you're like fighting Norman without any spells at all, and you're like, no, I don't really want to do this anymore. Norman is the soul warrior that guards Shade Soul.
So we have this, what's called the Lighthouse Climb, and it is very spooky because these siblings do 2 damage, and I am overcharmed, which means that if I get hit once, I'm going to be at 1 health.
With maps.
So I would like to not get hit. And now they go away, so. that has been many a run into there.
Yeah.
They're random at where they're positioned. Sometimes they're just exactly next to like a wall that you need to jump off of, and you'll wall jump and immediately just jump straight into them without nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, and this is the pickup I was talking about earlier, where we just save quit.
Wait, CC, was that the same writer strike that caused Breaking Bad to rewrite season 1 and 2? Because I remember when Heroes was cool. That show was so sick. Sorry. I'm talking about 15-year-old TV shows. I think it might have been, yeah. I think the timing lines up, maybe. So we're going to take off Shaman and Grimchild.
Yeah, and we've already demonstrated the abilities of Shade Cloak. It gives us iframes when we dash. I think it's just about once every 4 dash timings. And it also lets us go through some stuff, like those tentacles, which are really a hazard. And Shade Gates, which we will see pretty soon, I think. And that gates off some late game activities that we're going to have to do.
And so this is the Grubfather. We will be coming here twice. He gives you rewards for saving his children. For most of them, it's just Geo, but then he has like 6, 7 different like items that he gives. One of them is a mass shard here that's gonna complete our first one. So we have 6 up now. And also why I wasn't too worried about getting hit in that previous room, because we're gonna heal by getting the mass shard anyway.
Yeah, you heal when you complete one of the masks, and there are 4 total extra masks. You start with 5, so 9 HP by the end of the round. And each one takes 4 mass shards to complete.
Oh wait, that was 3, 4. I forgot I'm supposed to count after the relic or the Branson. He wah and then he wah wah. Oh, that's fine.
I haven't seen that one before. Coming up on the fight of Brooding Moloch, which is the star of 4 mask shards speedruns.
And also a boss that you will not be seeing here, unless I mess up.
Yep. I said fight. That is a misnomer. You'll see it. It's in the background. It's not spawned yet, but its hitbox is.
Yeah.
It's dead now.
It doesn't get to play.
Yeah.
It actually just got spawn killed. It got demoed right as it appeared. So yeah, that's one of a couple bosses that we're gonna fight without them being able to fight. I think there's 3 Nosk and Trader Lord. Pretty funny.
Pretty silly, goofy.
Well, yeah, just a little goober. Alright, let's make our way down to Leg Eater.
Very
we're not
important
gonna-
fact about Leg Eater. You'll see him here. His face looks like colon closed curly brace. That's the only important fact about Leg Eater.
And that he sells some pretty good charms.
I don't care about that.
Okay. Sorry. I won't mention it.
Yes, we need those charms for the percents.
I need VF. That's right. Alright, so now we're gonna fight Grim for the first time because we got 6 flames. And every 25% of Grim's health, he does a balloon where he's in the middle of the room and you do a little bullet hell section. We're gonna try to get him to like 30%. right before he would do his last balloon, and then we're going to try to take out all 30 of that while he's doing an attack so that he doesn't actually do the last one.
Call that balloon skip.
So now he's below 75 because we hit him with 3 flukes, so a ton of damage.
We're going to fight Grim later in the run as well. Ooh. We're going to fight Grim later as well, an upgraded version, and we're going to try to do the same thing.
That one's a little bit less reliable. This one's,
Yeah.
Yeah, fun fact about the music for that fight is I know a lot of people, it is a banger, absolutely, but I actually think it's better than the Nightmare King Grim music because it's dynamic. And what I mean by that is during the TMG, this fight, the True Master Grim fight, when he goes into his balloon, the like drums kick in and it gets really intense. And then whenever the rest of the fight like goes back to normal, the drums kind of stop. The Nightmare King Grim fight doesn't actually like change depending on like the fight. It just has like a track that plays no matter what. So that's the only reason why I like the TMG music better. It feels very intense.
Picking up charm notches throughout the run, by the way. Just like little reward sections from Grubfather and Seer and here. So now we have 6, as you can see. Pretty nice. We're not overcharmed at the moment.
Let's go see Pancake Man.
True. That's his name.
Yep, no other name. Wikipedia.
And then melt him real quick.
Yeah, this is another one of those scenarios where we have flukeness, so he doesn't actually get to play the game.
Which is incredibly cathartic for anyone who's run True Ending.
Indeed.
Because this boss can be really annoying RNG-wise in True Ending, because you just have the unupgraded fireball at that point. So.
Oh! Huh.
But,
Oh my god, my
Oh,
C dash
you
is
get-
broken.
oh, word.
Interesting. Okay, so I meant to nail 4 times and then do a C dash that lines up the timing to get out of the room right as you get the essence, but I accidentally hit C dash immediately, so I canceled it, and then it broke my C dash and I couldn't C dash. We love Hollow Knight.
Yeah, this patch is a little funny, especially when you intentionally break things. Who knows what's going to happen next? A lot of these things are patched out now, so if you're worried about it affecting your casual experience, it probably won't, depending on what the thing is. Gonna finish up our business here in the Mantis Village now, which
Fan
you
favorite.
normally do. Yes. You normally do this kind of stuff like the first time you're going through, but we're speedrunning, so didn't have time for that before. Now we have a really aggressive DPS loadout. We're gonna go do, as Viz said, one of the fan favorite boss fights, and it's gonna be much quicker now than if we went before.
Ooh, I got an edge cancel. That was fun.
Yeah. Ledge cancel, I believe, is the name for that. And so if you fall for a long time and then hit the ground, you get what's called a hard fall, and you lose control for, I think, 0.8 seconds. And if you do that right on an edge and like move off of the edge while you're in the animation, it cancels that hard fall. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, if you're a Melee fan, it's very similar to canceling like the in lag of a move with the edge of the platform. Yeah, that's Mantis Lords. Not incredibly hard. Basically, you just have to hope that they don't do the little move that like they dash across the bottom. It's kind of difficult to get all the. Hello, what are you doing?
Oh, what the heck?
I don't know why he's there. That was
So
strange.
Grimchild sniped him from the bench,
I guess so.
from the leg eater bench.
Yeah. I think this is the most missable room in all of casual Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
I think 90% of players beat Mantis Lords and then exit out the left side of the room, and they don't realize that, like, if you don't come here before fighting them, you won't notice, or if you're just not paying attention, you won't notice that that guy will close the lever when you try to come in. But now that the Mantises don't attack you because you've beaten their lords, he
Gain their
doesn't.
respect.
Yeah, he doesn't close the door on you anymore. But I don't think most people notice that. I think it's a cool thing, but I also think it's a little too easy to miss.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I'll do it. They'll find their rewards waiting for them later.
About to pick up one of my favorite charms in the game. Dash Master. It lets you dash faster, like more frequently, and it also lets you down dash, which can be useful sometimes. But other times it can be extremely frustrating.
Yeah. If it just did the dash faster thing, it would be.
Falling through this fast
come on,
is so
bro.
hard, but it's so satisfying.
You're not bad at the video game.
Oh,
Jeez.
nice.
Big yikers. Okay.
But yeah, if you're, say, pogoing and then dashing, and you happen to still be holding down while Dash Master's equipped, and you press the dash button, you will down dash into whatever you just pogoed. So that's why some speedrunners don't love the charm.
Yeah.
But they actually changed that on the most recent patch of the game if you're on PC, so good stuff.
We're gonna buy all his wares. Now we're gonna go to an area that used to be one of the biggest run killers in the entire category, and now is pretty inconsequential. Thank God for that.
Yeah, this is Fungal Core. You need wings to get into it, so inherently a late game area. Lots of cool like lore and stuff in here. We don't really care. There's just a Grimkin at the bottom of it, and then when you exit out the bottom, there's a Mask Shard. So that's why we're here. We're just passing through. Nice.
And if you're ever picking up a Mask Shard like that, and it's not the fourth one that you're gonna pick up, as soon as all the like the little white like specks come in and like make contact with you, you can actually quit out, and it's still like it'll still give you the Mask Shard.
Another way to tell that is if you're splitting on that pickup, whenever your live splits, you can go quit out. If it splits, we quits. Making our way into Fog Canyon now, and we are going to go get our first Dreamer.
So this boss is one of speedrunners' least favorite bosses in the entire game. Luckily, because it's just the epitome of RNG, there's two attacks it can do. One of them is fast, one of them is slow, and the amount of attacks it does in between phases where it's vulnerable is random. For the first phase, it can do 3 or 4. For every phase after that, it can do 2 or 3. It can never do 3 of the same attack, so it can't, like, for example, in the first phase, it can't do 3 fast, it can't do 3 slow. So ideally, we want to see 2 fast, 1 slow here, and then it opens. But the only good news for this category is that flukes absolutely melt this thing, and so once it actually opens, getting a 2 cycle or a 1 cycle is not like hard. The only thing that can go wrong is that you get extra attacks or you get slow attacks when you want fast.
The big time losses though. I think a slow attack versus a fast attack is something like 4 or 5 seconds. An extra attack is like 10 seconds, depending on which one.
Depending on what, yeah. But yeah. Every other category, like any percent, this is just such a nightmare because it has 300 health, and if you do it perfectly, you can get 150 on each cycle, and that's if he's like placed correctly. You don't miss any nail swings or accidentally get your fireball eaten by the side of the platform, etc., etc.
Yeah. That's pretty tough on this patch, and then if you go to latest patch, it's even harder because they changed the way Umu interacts with platforms. Won't get into that, but it's pretty high level to even hit the 2 cycle at all, and then on the latest patch. Could have said that a few years ago about 1-2-2-1 though, so. Yeah, so this is our first streamer. Lore, blah, 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 right? Basically, we need to get 3 of these to be able to fight the Hollow Knight.
Normally you'd see a cutscene there where it shows that one of the masks is disappearing off of the Black Egg Temple, but here is the only one that we're going to be quitting out and then coming back in, because we can start a dream nail as it's loading back in faster than watching the cutscene. So now we're going to make our way down to Queen's Station.
Yep. Grab another mash card here. I like this gauntlet, it's fun.
Yeah, and we can quit out.
I like. I especially like that gauntlet in randos, because like just seeing if you can do it with like random equipment. It's a lot of fun to me.
So earlier, Mr. Sir talked about how flukes don't affect certain bosses in specific ways. Like it doesn't count as a physical hit. This next boss that we're gonna do is actually such a nightmare normally, right? It's a nightmare on like true ending and any other category, because you have to because you have to try to get your fireballs to like double hit, and on top of that you need to like every time you hit it with a fireball or your nail, it has a chance of teleporting away. Luckily, for one, flukes melt it, which, you know, take a shot every time you hear that. And two, they don't count as hits. Yeah. The flukes don't count as hits. So, like, unless you were to get incredibly unlucky and it was going to teleport anyway at that exact moment, you don't have to worry about it teleporting away in between your fluke shots. I'm just going to be able to double jump up to him and shoot 2 flukes and it dies immediately. Which is very nice because this boss is such a nightmare. We hate you, Noah's.
It's also creepy. I like the song that she sings though. That might be a hot take.
I think
I like the song.
Also, one fun fact about that boss, which is not fun at all, is that the ghosts that fly around the arena, after you kill the boss, there's like a certain amount of time where those they will disappear, like visually they will disappear, but their hitboxes don't. So I've actually had scenarios where I was on like world record true ending pace, and then I killed the boss and then went to like fall, and I was on 1 HP because the fight just went really poorly, and fell straight into an invisible hitbox and died, and just tragic.
Here's a fun fact about those ghosts: you can pogo them.
You can pogo them. That is something that's not very well known.
Probably shouldn't be possible, like
Probably not.
logically, but all right, a little bit of cleanup here, just grabbing some stuff that's out of the way, vessel fragment and a grub, I believe. So after that,
We're gonna finally get our third spell.
yes, exactly. Finally get the up spell. We've got the upgraded versions of the rest of the spells. Now we will get the white Howling Raids,
Which is not super useful, especially because the upgraded version of that is, it's not that it's terribly out of the way, because we had to go down there for Shade Cloak, but it's the way the category works, it doesn't really work out to get the up spell and then go down to the Abyss. So like there's no way for us to like do those in that order so that we could have grabbed it. So we actually don't have a reason to go back down to the Abyss until later, like at the very, very end of the run. So you won't really see the upgraded, yeah, I could not get on that wall.
Isma's Tear sucks you into the acid if you have it.
So I got a little bit too low.
It doesn't happen, yeah, without it. Yeah, but we will be going down there though for charm and for, like I said, upgrading our final charm. So we just don't really use those spells for damage ever in this category. What the heck?
I don't know. I'm proud of myself for the reaction.
Yeah, that's good. I love this arena with flukes. It's so funny. Yeah, that arena can get out of hand pretty quickly. And it's funny, because, like, they're just squids. Like, just kill them. It's not that easy.
Yeah, they just... I don't know what it is about that arena, but, like, I don't know if it's the platform placement, but it looks so easy. You just have to hit these things that die in 2 hits as they spawn. Like, I don't know, it shouldn't be hard, but for some reason my brain just doesn't work with it.
That black thing we just shade cloaked through is our first shade gate, and that's what I was talking about with certain parts of the map being blocked off by that. This is not one of them. There's other ways to get here. In fact, we literally went through the room.
Yeah.
It's just the fastest way for us to do it because we were up at Wraiths. So,
Fun fact: we're gonna take advantage of a really, really bad hazard respawn there. Normally, you're supposed to go around, and there's like it's like a tiny little platforming gauntlet. It's not like it's really short, but you're supposed to go around, dodge some enemy in a Venus flytrap and everything. But for some reason, they made the hazard respawn to spawn right next to the lever that you need to get to, extend through the floor, just a tiny little triangle. And I know me and Mr. both wish we could show you the hitbox because it's so stupid.
it is ridiculous how tall this hitbox is, and it's like 1 pixel wide.
Yeah, the reason why the thing I always say is I think they meant to make it like 40 pixels high, and instead they made it 400 or 4,000 or something because it just goes it's just a big long rectangle for no reason.
Yeah, pretty funny. Portion.
Yep.
That is actually useful on 1432, patch 1432 specifically, against the Hollow Knight. Only on that patch.
Only on that boss.
It does only on that patch, only on that boss, it does like 3 or 4 times the amount of damage it's supposed to. Pretty funny.
So it's random which one of these grubs is real? I just picked the right one.
Let's go, dude. You can tell because his splits split.
Yeah.
We definitely stayed long enough to find out. Here's the first dream tree we're gonna use.
I think it's the only dream tree we're gonna use.
No, deep nuts, right?
No, that's true, right? Am I dumb?
Well, what do I know? I'm dumb. Fine. Maybe we'll die a bunch of times and have to get the resting grounds one. That's what those are.
Yeah, they give 1 essence per little red ball that you grab. Normally, to unlock, I guess, lore or just a little text box, you have to get all of them, and the dream tree evolves. But we don't need all of them. We just need 10.
I think the purpose is so that you can get the check in a rando.
Yes, that's what it's designed for. In the Adelaide, Australia studio.
Yeah. I don't know if Viz mentioned it yet, but these little enemies on the ground that shoot these orange spikes, those spikes are actually on the wrong layer in the game code on this patch only.
Yep, so...
Not patches before it, not patches after, so they don't hurt you.
So I'm not going to dodge them at all. The orange little spikes are going to go straight through me, and it's very funny.
And it's so fortunate that it's on this patch, the one that we like to use.
There's also a time where that's going to become incredibly important, and that is whenever we do the flower quest, where we have to go buy a bunch of those without being able to be hit once, otherwise the flower will break. And the fact that those can't hit you off screen is so fortunate.
And I do believe the spread of those is actually RNG.
Oh, that was so unfortunate.
You know they're gonna shoot them, but oh yeah, that is sad. You know they're gonna shoot them, but you don't know quite where the spikes are gonna go. Mm-hmm. We call these things that are jumping around frogs. They're called loodles, actually. But yeah,
we call them annoying and stupid and bad.
Yeah, we call them bad words. They weren't all that bad here, I guess. Oh, you healed, didn't you? Yeah, never mind. They were pretty bad. Goodbye, Marmu. Take a shot. Making our way into Deep Nest. Very fun area, very cool. Recommend it. Yeah.
Definitely not creepy and disgusting and gross.
When I went there for the first time in my casual playthrough, I said, all right, I want to stay here for as long as I can.
I felt comfy, you know? Just the epitome of like being home on a Saturday night and just being curled up in your blankie with hot chocolate.
Exactly. Spiders.
Love spiders, want them all over me. So earlier we talked about whenever we're talking about getting the Grim Flames, right? We need 3 sets of 3, and in order to get them, for almost all of them, you have to fight a little Grimkin. There's one that's coming up right after this, where it's the only time where we're gonna get one for free. There's an NPC named Brum who doesn't want you to go through with what you're doing, right? What you're doing essentially is working with Grim to complete his like ritual. I don't know where my great slides went. To complete a little ritual, and it causes like Grim to become like powerful, but I mean you're gonna fight him and kill him. But Brum doesn't know that. Brum is scared that Grim is gonna be a god. So essentially, Brum says, "Hey, I'll give you a flame because I don't want Grim getting suspicious. He can't see over here. He can see like the rest of D-Mess, but this is too far for him to see. Take this flame, but meet me where you like unlocked the original like lantern or whatever, and we'll banish him, and you don't have to fight him at all, and he'll just go away forever." And that would technically most likely be faster. I don't know for sure. I don't know the exact timings, but that would most likely be faster for this category. But because we're going to absolutely demolish the last 2 bosses in a way that's basically a cutscene, that would be a lot less fun and a lot less interesting for a category. So we left Grim to where you have to fight Nightmare King Grim, and that essentially effectively becomes the final boss of the category. And I think it was a very good decision, because otherwise this category would not be nearly as interesting.
I do agree, man. Good stuff. We just got our second Dreamer, Hera, so only got 1 more of those to go. This one's actually not locked behind a boss, but it is locked behind Deep's Den, which is pretty spooky and pretty scary. Gotta go past a few devouts if you go in the normal way. Yeah. We actually have a lot of movement, so we were able to take a shortcut straight to the end of it. But normally it's pretty scary.
Yeah.
So with Brum here, like this said, we're just gonna take the flame and say thank you very much. See ya.
But I'm a big boy and I can take him.
Yeah. I got this.
You underestimate my... Sorry, I wasn't familiar with your game.
Yeah. That's what Brum's gonna say to us later.
My apologies. Silk Song, Silk Song, Silk Song, Silk Song.
So, anybody ever heard of Silk Song? It's a new indie game that
Song.
you might not have heard of, called Silk Song. Nothing to do with anything we just saw. Never gonna.
Is the game ever gonna come out?
No. Especially not because it's on Unity. Rip in peace.
It's okay, we'll just keep like absolutely ringing this game for content.
Hell yeah.
Like we have been for the last 6 years.
So, we're gonna make our way to another Dream Warrior up here. Don't shoot me,
Alien.
please.
Alien's a pretty cool and difficult boss fight, but you won't get to see that here.
You don't really get to see any Dream Warrior. Our damage is way too high for that.
The fact that we keep our nail at nail 0, like we talked about earlier, to keep their HP at a minimum, and honestly push them off a little bit into the run until we have at least Shade Soul.
Yep.
None of them live to see the light of day in this run.
I think that's all 7, right? No, my God, I always forget Markov.
Yeah. I'm gonna outviz here. We did a practice run. He forgot Markov that time too.
Yeah.
Same time in the run.
Yeah. That's actually the only one that can... It can't go, like, catastrophically wrong, but it's the only one that can kind of, like... he can kind of run away from you, and maybe his shield happens to block half your fluke shot or something. But he can't.
Markov is notorious casually. Like, whew.
He was honestly one of the last Radiant bosses I fought and or like beat and got home.
Yeah, me too. I think it was like third last for me. I got Abstrad before I got Markov.
I did as well.
None of that's on this patch of the game, by the way. God Home is on the last DLC. Oh my gosh!
He's not normally there.
Dude, you're getting hunted. Okay, we're gonna bench here, and then we're gonna go fight Nosk, which, as alluded to earlier, is not gonna be a fight really, because the hitbox is there. It's there before the spawn, so
You will at least get to see the opening like scream and cutscene of like not spawning, and that's honestly only because we have like 5 too little maximum soul. If we had like 5 or 10 more, we could shoot one more fluke and he would just die before the fight even started. Unfortunately, there's not really a feasible way to get like a third vessel fragment at this point of the run, so we're stuck with doing 95% of his health, and then he spawns and you hit him with a nail once and shoot one more fluke and he dies.
you know, honestly, it's okay because the cutscene's kind of metal, kind of.
It is pretty cool.
Bet you wouldn't hear something described as metal in Hollow Knight. Wait, bet you didn't think you would. But you did.
That's Siri in the background? I'm never gonna not make the joke. Later.
Peace.
This also used to be such an annoying part of the run because like not a lot of Nos attacks are easy to like hit with fluke, so we used to not be able to do what we just did, and thankfully a reroute made that a lot easier. So now we are going to see, take off these two.
Yeah, we're just running a little bit of errands here, cleaning out Deep Nest. I don't think we come back after this, which is blessed. This cycle's pretty cool. Kind of holding my breath because I'm on a slight delay. I want to see if he hit it. He did.
Where's my cyclone flash going? I'm holding up.
I don't know, man. Pretty tough cycle to hit. And I think fairly recent as well, discovery-wise. A lot of cycles in this part of Deep Nest.
Yeah. The fun fact, this part is designed around you riding this little worm across, but they also made the bottom pogoable, so you can just ignore it.
That's with the big fat asterisk of if you can do this crazy skip at the end, which even Viz just failed.
Yeah,
So,
you have to get really close to the spikes there, and like because of the spikes are kind of curving upward above you, so it's like scary to like pogo and then go over. If you miss it at all, there's no reason to go for it. Just cut your losses and wait for the guy to get high enough.
Yep. Yeah, that was not the hard part. The hard part is damage tanking up through a Garpede and pogoing as you go. So it's all good. Gonna go grab another pale ore next to Ancient Basin, as well as a grub. And then we're gonna go to an area called the Hive with bees.
Love Hive. It's one of my favorite areas. I can't wait.
Any bees fans in chat?
Do you
Beezers.
bees in the chat?
I'll have to get ready to ban the bee lovers.
Yeah, the Hive is a pretty difficult area. Lots of enemies around. who are really, really just mean. Like, they're really mean in general. And you like rarely get an opportunity to heal. There's only one bench, and it's like pretty out of the way. And in this run, we're also going to fight one of the Nightmare Grimkin there, which is a pretty scary enemy on its own. So.
And on top of all of that, we have the stupid Grimchild that can shoot the bees, and if it kills them, it freezes your game. And if you just happen to be wanting to jump right there, guess what? You're not jumping.
Is the Nailsmith thing coming up, by the way?
That will be... No, that'll be after Coliseums and everything, because I need need the last Paler, so it's closer to the end.
You'll see us go. We're actually going to go visit him twice. So the first time, don't panic.
Yeah.
We're going to get the first 3 upgrades first, go do Coliseum, and then come back for the 4th one, because the last Pale Ore is one of the Coliseum rewards. So just a little insight to the routing here. First, we're going to grab a Mask Shard and a Charm from the Hive here.
And a Grub.
And a Grub.
And a Grimchild, or Grimkin.
And a Grimkin. I don't run this category. I used to run 112, which is the 100% on the latest patch, but that was many moons ago. I'm a low percent runner now. Just a little plug. Fun.
Don't do it.
So these baby tiny bees have like no HP on this patch, so even Grimchild can kill them. Grimchild doesn't do much damage at all. They actually got buffed after this patch to be bigger, like physically bigger, and also have more HP. The medium bees, or as people call it drill bees, are quite rude. That is so unfortunate.
It's literally what I was talking about with the lag, because he killed the bee off screen and it lagged my whole game and ate my jump. That's exactly why I cannot stand Grimchild or the Hive.
So yeah, you can see why those drill bees are pretty nasty. And then these really big ones, big bees, do double damage when they're doing their charging attack and on contact, right? Is that what we determined yesterday?
It's like it's if they've charged and then they're stuck in a state where they're doing double damage, like that. Like he wasn't charging anymore, but it's like they glitch out and they're stuck in a double damage state for no reason. Mm-hmm. Also, Big B literally just fails at his only job.
Yeah. You have to break that wall using a Big B. And if you hit it just wrong on this patch, it doesn't break it. I've never seen that before until we were prepping for this, so I don't think that's true on other patches. But
now we can get out of this toxic area.
Yep. Peace. Peace out. We're done.
Get me out.
GG, no die. Get me out.
Get me out?
It'll look like we're going into the Hive a couple times after this.
I'm stupid.
Don't worry. Not to worry. We're just grabbing like a grub.
Get me out of the Hive and get Grimchild off my equipment list.
Yeah, and we've got all 3 flames we need now to do the end of the Grim quest, so we'll only put Grimchild back on to complete the quest.
I didn't want to get hit there. Wait, do we have all 3? We need one more, right?
No, we got the Fungal Core, Brum, and this one.
That's right. I forgot Fungal Core was part of it.
Here's the most forgettable grub in the history of the world.
I'd argue this next one. Also, the relic in this room is one of the most forgettable in randos for sure. I always forget that relic exists.
I offhand don't even know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
That's fun. We are on our way now to the aforementioned Markov. And then we'll be done with all the Dream Warriors.
Oh, also, sorry, fun fact, a second ago you said you're only going to put Grimchild back on to do the fight. You don't have to do that on this patch.
Oh.
Yep. We're never going to put that charm back on.
Thank the powers that be.
I messed up this room, so I'm probably gonna get hit to this guy. It's okay. Yeah, that's good. About to heal anyway.
Classic.
Well, not until after Markoth, but should be okay.
Surely we'll be fine.
No one's ever died to Markoth, right?
Yeah, so that and Traitor Lord, a boss we'll fight later, are really the only things that are like actually gated by these shade gates. And behind Traitor Lord is obviously one of the white fragments, but we'll get there. Important things. But other than that, there's not really reason to need it. It's just a nice to have.
Is that our first transition Walkwing sword?
I think so. Do you do any others than that at all?
That I can think of now.
Yeah.
Now, the last nail art, Dash Slash. The only one that costs money.
Last Nart. Yes. All the nail masters are brothers, by the way. Mato, Shio, and Oro in the order that we talked to them in this run. Yeah, here's
And-
Dash Slash.
So mid.
Go ahead.
Shio's the only one that doesn't want to be a nail master anymore. He does not care about fighting or combat. He wants to paint.
Oro's like depressed. I don't think he wants to do anything anymore. So
Hey, really?
there's that. Yeah.
Oh,
He doesn't really care about working the nail anymore.
it's like I don't care about nothing, man.
Yeah. So we're making a beeline out of Kingdom's Edge here, since we can. Sorry. The joke is that we're gonna go by the hive.
Ah, funny joke.
Thank you, Aaron.
You just call this Great Hopper Aaron?
I was talking to CJ because that's an Aaron Hansen joke.
Oh,
That's him doing Yoda's voice. All right.
I'm now gonna call that Great Hopper Aaron, if you're wondering.
That's fun.
A lot of enemies have names in this game.
Oh, I hate that.
The first Vengefly in King's Pass is named Jinky.
The Hopper before Grez's mother is called Jennifer.
Those are actually called Leaping Husks.
Nope.
Yeah, actually. No, I'm sure about that. Yeah, that one's Jennifer. There's a Durandu that we use in low percent in Green Path, and his name is Randy. Anyways, we're on our way to the collector here. We're gonna do a Scream Skid. Nice. Another damage tank Scream Skid, and then we're just gonna melt the collector with flukes. Take a shot. The collector's the person putting the grubs in the jars. I don't think anyone knows their real
Breathing.
plans.
What's going
Their
on?
goals are beyond our understanding.
Yeah, we don't try to comprehend.
Yeah.
The grubs actually tried to take over the world. He's the solution.
Oh well.
Well, we're messing it up, so.
Yeah.
That's what Silk Song is. It's Hornet versus the grubs.
All I gotta say to that is El Bozo.
Prequel?
Stop it.
The amount of times that I've been actually'd by the Hollow Knight community is more than any other game.
Dude, same, honestly.
I feel like the game's lore changes all the time,
That's fair.
and it's like, actually, this thing that you said 4 years ago, it's wrong now.
You know
Was
the
it right
response?
then?
Do you know the response? The response is the
don't care.
story was the most secondary afterthought shit of all time, and nobody cares. They designed the game, then they're like, hey, how do we make the story fit in this world? Story doesn't matter. Like, if you enjoy the lore, that's cool. I enjoy the lore. But to pretend like it's like this integral part of the game is just silly. So there's the infamous lever skip. That's the one that started it all.
Also opens up like probably the smallest dark room in the game, but it is actually pretty hard. You can get real messed up in there, especially if those Ravas follow you in there. The flying enemies.
Tactical damage to take 1 damage instead of 2.
True.
So, if you've ever seen any percent speedruns of this game, or just play the game casually, you're probably thinking that this is a very hard part, or you might be screaming at your screen that I didn't break the chandelier up top. That's because this boss is a joke when you have fleet dust.
Yeah, just unmuted. I was screaming at my screen, but now I feel better.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so there's 6 of these Watcher Knight. There's only 5 if you just... Oh, he is 1 nail hit away. Hold on. Whoopsie.
It's obnoxious.
So yeah, you can kill one of the Watchers outright without having to fight them at all if you break the chandelier and drop it on their head. But we kill them so fast that that's actually slower than just doing it.
Yeah, so.
Yes, sir.
We're about to get our last streamer now, so we could go fight the THK, but we got some stuff to do before then, so that we can get the Dream No More ending, as I was alluding to before, and also the percent on the way.
I just want to point out we are $9 away from $350, and if we do that, I will read some dank Decooters memes.
Get those donations in, guys.
Yeah, there you go. Princess Little Piddles, anybody?
You know what? Hold on. Let me donate myself so you can get Princess Little Piddles. I love Princess Little Piddles. That's one of my favorite videos.
That's great.
It really passes the time.
So after this streamer, we are going to see the Nailsmith for the first time after we sell some stuff to Lem. We're not doing the prediction just yet. We're just upgrading our nail as far as we can without that last power.
Yeah, our nail will go from 5 to
16, 17?
17.
Yeah. Because we got some tough fights coming up. We've also got the Coliseum coming up.
Hate that.
Ooh.
That's okay.
Velmi Ardred. Velmi.
I don't think we really mentioned Lem at all, or relics in general, but we've been picking up these relics throughout the run. We've been selling them to Lem. It's just free money. He gives you some lore about them, but it's just money to us.
Yeah.
Probably the main way that we make money in any Hollow Knight run.
Velmi Ardred.
There are 4 different relics. They make anywhere from 200 to 1200 geo each. And Lem is a cool guy. I like him a lot. He's tied with Quirrell for my favorite NPC.
Quirrell's so based.
Although, I think Lem might be my favorite now. I think I've matured a little bit.
You know, the voice actor for Lem actually came into my stream one time.
Oh, that's so cool.
We asked him exactly what he said when he said Velmi Ardred.
He's an Nailsmith's hut. Cool little guy, kind of off by himself. Banging his metal.
Spilt my drink on everything.
Oh. Oh no.
No!
Okay, not on. Oops.
Nice shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
That is a nice shirt, and where can people get that?
You go into my stream, put exclamation point merch.
Hey,
Self plug, let's go.
hey, I plugged you.
Let's go.
That's not something I thought I'd hear today.
I'm also filling out card information on my iPad while playing the video game. If I can do that while doing a speed run, you can donate.
I had to switch headsets mid-run, and it wasn't charged, so I had to stop and charge it, and then put it on.
Wow.
It was a little ghetto.
Here we're going to fight White Defender, Dung Defender's upgraded version. Is that a dono?
We got a $15 donation! Yay!
Dub. Princess Little Piddles.
All right, hang on.
It's from me.
It is from you. We're working on a delay, but thank you so much. Visuals.
Here's White Defender, Dung Defender's upgraded version. He's a lot harder, got some new attacks, a lot more HP. Casually, my favorite thing to do is to, when he's bouncing around like that, just up slash him and juggle him. Dung Defender doesn't let you kill him that way, but White Defender does. So that is my singular objective when fighting this boss, is to just juggle it the entire time.
Okay.
Talking to me or about the game?
The game.
Okay, I was gonna say.
You just straight up died. That was fast.
Nice.
Love to see it.
And I think that's the second biggest essence drop in the run. I think he gave 3.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, that specific dream boss, actually, I think you have to have all 3 dreamers for it to even be possible, and to
I think
have also
so, yeah.
defeated Dung Defender. There might even be another condition past those 2.
Also, wait,
Whenever I
is
want
the
it.
stream still on Chameleon Twist?
No, it's all in it.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Oh, cool. Yeah, my iPad just said
Here.
that for some reason.
Yeah, a little refresh moment. Next here, get a bunch more stuff, including, I believe, the second to last Palor, other than the Kala one. And, as I said, a bunch of other stuff. Here is
And-
our... Oh,
We have to make sure to ascend this year, because otherwise we will be at 105%. Not what we want.
there's our Awoken Dream now, by the way, which is what we need to get the Dream No More ending. One of the things we need for it. And that's ascending this year. She is gone. Goodbye. Now we don't need any more essence, so we can just not really think about that.
Yeah, we had 2402, which was like almost perfect.
Yeah, that's really good.
All right, so now we have one of the most notorious parts of the run. It is where we have to take this flower across the entire world, almost the opposite corner, while not getting hit whatsoever, because the flower will break and we all have to come back to this NPC and get a new one. And we're also gonna get some stuff on the way back because we left.
You also can't fast travel. You just
Yeah.
have to walk. They saw the challenges.
And this is all for a stupid math chart.
Yep. All for 1/4%.
So I will probably be concentrating because to be a big time loss, and I'm already way more behind than I would like.
And I'm just going to talk about my day.
Oh, I was gonna do the thing.
No,
thing.
please. That's perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
Okay, I think it works.
Yep. Yep.
My super cringe voice filter.
That's CJ. Oh my god.
Yeah.
My girlfriend has chosen a nickname out of nowhere for my penis. She has chosen, for some godforsaken reason, to call it Princess Little Piddles. I have no idea where she got this name, but it's not the most manly nickname, and honestly, I don't even have a nickname for it, so why should she? Every time she calls it by her nickname, I feel ashamed. Am I the asshole for making her stop calling it that? Or should I just let her keep it up? I'm afraid this waking nightmare may never end. Update, I spoke with my girlfriend regarding this nickname fiasco. She informed me that it's not the princess that was little. It was the piddles that were little. That didn't make me feel much better, though. I offered another nickname per another user, Princess Big and Long Piddles, but she said that was a mouthful. We compromised on allowing me to pick a nickname for her penis. Thanks, everyone.
Oh, it's so worth $15.
Yeah, and if we get one more, I'll do God is Dead. Ooh.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
So yeah, get your donations in,
I
guys.
think I know that one.
I don't know if I know that. I know the congrats. Holy cow. Your penis is gigantic.
That's good.
Gigantic.
Ada.
It's fantastic.
Dude, you're cracked at Fortnite.
Wait, how much money does somebody have to donate for you to sing the #1 victory royale?
I don't know how well this voice shelter will do with singing, but I'm willing to push it.
Let's go.
If we get another donation, any amount.
Yeah, Fortnite, we about to get down. Get down.
I do have magic chords, so I have like auto-tune, man.
Let's go.
How much do we need to donate to get VTuber CJ on screen? Another easily forgettable grab here.
Kishi, I hate to tell you this, but it's still me. It's still CJ. I've morphed.
There's something so unnerving about going under that massive thorn structure while you're on Flower Quest. Like, all you have to do, hands off the keyboard, just hold left, but it's still so scary.
All right, I've returned to my normal form. If you want more,
Oh shit, CJ's here.
yeah, exactly. Yes. If you want more, now you really are Mama CJ. I was always Mama CJ.
GG.
That's my
Flower
secret,
Quest.
Cap.
Thank you.
I'm always Mama CJ.
So that's the main scary part, is just getting the flower to the grave. There's still a lot of scariness left because we have down dashing on right now, and we're also overcharmed. So we're taking double damage, and I can accidentally down dash into enemies, which is a nightmare. I hate this charm. And we have to go up here, which is really annoying. So we need to dodge these guys as best we can. Don't throw a thing at me. Thank you. I mean, threw it, but I dodged it. Right there, I have to pogo while letting go of down whenever I dash, because otherwise I'll just dash straight into the spikes. Ooh, that was really good. Okay. And so, if I do this boss correctly, you will not see him, because he will be in the ceiling.
This boss got a big buff after this patch.
Yeah.
Like a huge buff. They made him do double damage, a ton more HP. Oh, you actually can kind of see his legs. I never noticed that.
Yeah, he's like in the little window.
Yeah.
Also, one of the most forgettable grubs here.
That's because you do it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Not even on screen.
I always wanted to change the split to be on that grub, because that way I know that I got him. I'm always scared that like I did a great slash and didn't hit.
Yeah.
You can hear it, but sometimes we'll sing the music. Yeah. So now we have half of the King Soul, which is the important charm, the lore charm. I don't even know why it has a function, you know? Like, why does King Soul give you soul? Like, who cares? It sucks.
Kind of weird. Yeah. It's like, okay.
And then you lose the ability. Like, what? I mean, it would be cool if
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Bladeheart continued to give you soul. You know what I mean? Then it'd be
That'd be
badass.
pretty game breaking. Yeah, because it's 0
it's slow.
notches. If you're casual, like,
Yeah.
you're just chilling, man.
Imagine how good it'd be for White Palace and like Path of Pain.
Yeah. Hive blood on steroids.
So we're gonna grab this charm, which is actually incredibly useful for this route. There's a route that doesn't use this charm in Coliseum, and me and Hazel both hate it because I love having this charm for Coliseum. It's so nice.
Anyone who's done Coliseum with Nailmaster's Glory, that charm probably feels the same, myself included.
So this is Bretta that we saved way earlier. Just have to make sure to grab that mass shard. And this should be the last time we go to Grubfather, unless I missed a grub somewhere, which, fingers crossed. See any empty spots?
Nope.
I don't know how 1-to-1 that is, but
I'll be right back.
okay.
Well, while they're being right back, we did get a $5 donation.
Let's go.
So I don't have the info on it yet, but that's enough for me to turn the voice filter back on.
Nice.
All right, I'm sorry. Let me go in the other room. I need a drink.
Okay, CJ is gone now. It is only me.
What's your name?
You're cute, Ewo.
What an interesting name. Is that birth, or did you choose that?
You know, I like to think that I was born this way. Okay. God is dead.
Oh.
God, we means dead. And we have killed him. How shall we comfort ourselves? The motor woes of all motor woes. What was holiest and mightiest in the world? As yet own has bled to death under our knives. Who will wipe this blood off us? What mortal is there to clean ourselves?
So it said that I golded that by 14 seconds. That feels wrong.
So does that mean you forgot something?
I don't know what I possibly could have forgotten.
You did
Yeah,
your tasks.
I did Nailmaster's Glory and Bretta this time. Yeah. And also,
You just cracked, bro. It was the power of God is dead.
honestly, maybe... I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
All right.
I mean, there's nothing I could have... What does it say on my notes? For Grubbers Fight LG?
Get the grub outside white lady, get the white fragment. What?
I know exactly what it is. Okay. I will have to find a chance to go get the mass shard from the flower quest, because I think I dream gated out.
Oh.
I didn't actually get the reward for it.
Yeah. Yeah,
That is
save
very
quit to get
obnoxious.
plus reward. That's what that means.
Yeah. Okay. I know what I did. That's fine. That's not
That
like
doesn't take long.
game breaking right now. It's gonna it's gonna add a minute where I can run over and grab it. That's fine.
Just gonna have to clean the bowl. It's all good.
Julie says that she can't, and I don't know what she means.
So we can probably start the poll, by the way, now for the announcement.
Yeah, it's gonna be after the
It'll
three
take
call
us about
scenes.
10 minutes. So. Okay, here we are at the Coliseum. No lore explanation for why it's here, like relating to the rest of the game, if you ask me. But basically, just 3 trials, during each of which we're gonna fight waves of enemies, and they can get pretty tough, especially casually. For speedrunners, I think it's just kind of satisfying. You know, you've got your strats for each wave, managing your soul and obviously your HP. As you can see, we are overcharmed. And that's just gonna be okay, hopefully. And for each, and there's like a boss at the end of each of the 3 Coliseums. So, after you beat the Coliseums, you get a pretty good hunk of Geo, and for the first two, there's also other rewards. For this one, there's a Charm Notch, which actually refills your HP after the Coliseum, which is really nice, since we're just going right into the second one. The second one gives us a Pale Ore, and then the third one gives us nothing, just the Geo. And they're all percents, so we gotta do them one way or another. You can see the pretty heavy use of our nail arts here with our beloved Nail Master's Glory, which makes the charge time quicker on our nail arts, as well as spells, which are busted, as previously talked about. These enemies all have like a pretty decent amount of HP. We're just so overpowered at this point that we.
This isn't even with Pure Nail. Like, well, for the first time you do Coliseums, you can't have Pure Nail because obviously you get the Pale Ore, but.
It really freaks me out because the company I used to work for was called Pure Nail. And so every time you say it, I'm like, it makes my skin glow.
Chat, we need more of you to do the right thing here.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, channel point voting is enabled.
Oh.
Just clicking a few times. I just tied it up. I'll let it go from there. We've got some savers in chat.
I believe we just got a $25 donation from Shibo.
Let's go.
Waiting for the details to come in. But that would put us up to $386. Can we get up to $400?
Absolutely.
Can you be CJ's little pod champ?
So here we are in Calo 2 now. Successfully beat Calo 1, got our health refresh. I always love that strat Viz just did. He uses a Great Slash to hit 2 enemies at once, taking advantage of the absolutely gigantic hitbox on Great Slash.
You die? Oh, that was sick. The explosion killed the one above me.
That is so satisfying.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is a pretty funny thing here. We're using Great Slash to just kill these bellflies instead of letting them, fly, then explode, waste our time, and be scary. Just pop them as soon as they spawn. Yeah.
That's okay. Maybe pretty low on Geo, or on Soul, that's okay.
Word. Close to 400. We're also close to the end of this Coliseum.
Pick back up to full Soul right there. Or at least higher.
Yeah. Cyclone Slash has a ton of uses, but you're seeing it used heavily in this Coliseum for Soul Collection. When you spam Nail during a Cyclone Slash, it actually adds more hits to it. I think if you don't spam Nail, it's something like 3 hits. But if you spam Nail, you can do a lot more. I don't know exactly how many. And that also changes the behavior of it when you're falling through the air. When you're not hitting Nail at all during your Cyclone Slash, you fall really fast, but you can actually fall pretty slow if you spam Nail.
You kind of hover like a little helicopter.
Yeah, pretty neat.
Ooh, that was so good. Oh my lord, that was perfect.
Wow.
I'm so proud of you.
That's cool. These little fellas are called armored owls.
All right, I'm back from getting a drink. What did I miss?
There was somebody that took over. I don't know if you left your mic sitting on your chair or anything, but somebody was here. I don't know where they went.
Were they cooler than me?
They're alright.
Oh.
Miss you though.
They had a pretty cool name. They were like,
Thanks.
"You're cute." Ooh.
Yeah, that was their name. It was strange.
Was that
I
their
don't know if
birth
you got
name
anyone with
or?
their name.
Yeah, I tried to ask. I didn't really get a clear answer. So
Yeah.
What
So
voice, what
someone's
voice
in your
changer
house.
do you use?
What we're saying.
I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah, wait, CJ's never like doesn't have
Yeah.
a voice changer. I like this.
Isn't that voice super uncanny?
Dude, it is. I like when you first use it. I didn't think it was a voice changer at all. Like not even close. Especially because you have a little bit of a raspiness to your voice, so it actually makes it sound like really young. Makes you sound like a little Fortniter.
Yeah, little Fortniter.
Number one,
here we go.
Yeah, Fortnite. We're about to get that.
What's really funny is that my mom is usually in chat. She's watching it right now. And it's funny because she's calling me Mama CJ, and it's just funny. It's like, there's two. We're multiplying.
So this is Call of 3. This is the one where I'm probably going to be focusing for a lot because it can go very. It can just. It snowballs really hard if you're not careful.
Yep. So at the end of the first two colos, and as well as at the end of this one, there's a ton of geo that gets spread across the floor, and it's kind of funny. You can't just like C-dash across to collect all the geo. It just misses some for some reason, so you have to dash like normally instead of C-dashing out of the arena. Kind of funny. These frogs are endlessly annoying. I hate them a lot.
Whoops. Where are you? Thank you. Not fast, but not game-breakingly slow or run-breakingly slow.
Don't worry, they'll be back.
Whoa. Okay, fine. I'm gonna be like that, I guess. So, fun fact, these guys are supposed to hit you on this top platform, but for some reason on this patch, you can just stand there and they are too high and you're able to just chill there. I love this strat whenever I don't mess it up. What? Where did my Great Slash go? Hello?
Maybe you need to replace your nail button.
Ah, I saw that coming and I messed it up. All right.
Poll's getting close to the end, and it is unfortunately right now 12 votes in the green for save him, which is pretty sad. If you ask me. I'm out of points. I spent all of mine.
Trying to do the right thing.
Yeah. I did what I could. It's closer now. 58 to 57. Come on.
It's really close.
Here's coming up here. One of the weirdest choices I think Team Cherry has ever made. They put just a baby brooding Moloch. Like this, it's the exact same boss. It just spits faster, and they just made it tiny. I don't know why they made it tiny.
Well, Kishi, you're gonna get to see him get saved later, so don't you guys want to give him what he asked you to kill him? He wants to die.
Yeah, he asked you to do it. Why wouldn't you do it?
He wants to feel the power of his ultimate
last
creation.
wish. His
Yeah.
last wish is to be struck down by
I
an
don't
Once-
know
monster.
I don't know how you're trying to sell Sudoku. Like,
It's his purpose in
It's a
life. It's
system.
all he wants.
I think he aspired for more than this.
Not according to him.
We had a big spender, probably single-handedly saved the Nailsmith. 87 to 57 right now.
Oof.
It's over. Yep.
It's Jover.
All right.
I'll go outside and look at him, but I won't kill him.
I will say, you, Mr. Sir, contributed the most. You
I
know,
tried my best, man.
You did.
I'm trying to do the right thing.
I did.
We save lives here, folks. You heard it here.
Speed dogs saves lives.
Not a lot of people know that.
Print the papers, man.
The children, the computers, Julie,
The livelihoods.
our livelihoods.
That one time.
Yeah.
I love whenever that phase goes well. Holy moly. Just gets absolutely melted. All right, now we have the God Tamer. And all we don't want is rolls. We do not want the God Tamer to curl into a ball and roll away from it like that.
You can't hit the God Tamer during those rolls on this match. They changed.
Stop it!
Yeah, we just want to be able to just stand here and just send
We
it
got to
back.
400.
Woo!
Dub.
Let's go. Dub, 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 dub. Tempest Mask. Thank you for the 14.
Tempest, I will buy you Hollow Knight for that. Instead of you having that 14, I saw you said that you hadn't played it yet. I will buy you Hollow Knight just for that.
Hey, we sharing out here.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a quick detour.
They already have it. They already have it. You're saved. Yes, we're gonna
What?
go get our mask shard. Right?
Yeah, that I forgot.
Tempest said they already have Hollow Knight.
Oh, okay.
Tempest played it.
It was still a nice gesture. Yeah.
Hey.
It's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
If this isn't what happened and it actually was just a for real like 14-second gold, I'm gonna laugh really hard. But I'm pretty sure I forgot.
There's no chance.
Yeah, that's a big goal. Yep, Lemaire's still here. That's not supposed to be there. Lemaire.
Yeah, Lemaire, another NPC that just passes into the void.
Yeah. She
I think
got it.
Lemaire's a ghost actually, but
All right, I am going to go to the bathroom, and I will be back.
Go for it.
sounds good. Okay, we are on our way now
Ooh.
to go get our nail. Oh my lord.
I don't know how you didn't see that coming. Oh, wow, that's really stupid. Okay, set my binge there. Okay, that's fine. I had to think of my
The
feet
hard
here.
save?
I guess so. Like turning in the flower. I know getting the flower is. I didn't know turning it in, but if your heart saves it.
That's
Whatever.
interesting.
I also want soul. That I didn't know I was gonna one shot. Okay,
Stop it.
get some help.
Stop and get out. Some help.
I'm so done.
Oh, are you tired? You guys still want to talk about baseball?
No. Not anymore.
Tell me how the Yankees are doing this season.
I heard
don't
that
think we
Aaron
need to
Judge
talk
scored a
about that.
touchdown.
That's 6 home runs. Holy moly!
Yeah, he had his second 3-run home run game the other day
Oh wow.
of the
Oh,
season.
okay, it was in 2 games. That's
Did
all right.
you see the first game of the Texans? They scored less points than the Astros scored runs on that day.
Yeah. Yeah, like CJitsallGewd needs time to grow and blossom.
Well, he needs time to throw the ball because 4 of
Yeah.
our 5 starting offensive linemen are injured.
Do you remember that scene? Remember the Titans where the guy goes, "You better get real comfortable down there."
Mm-hmm.
That's CJitsallGewd. He's getting told he's got to get real comfortable down there.
Yeah.
Run in and run for his life. Larry told was cook.
Run, Joe, stand.
All right, now, Master, you got Twitch chat decided you live.
Bad ending.
Bad, and he doesn't even get to feel his ultimate creation. He was already gonna live next time.
Alright, that's it. We got all our nail upgrades. Time to go to White Palace.
Also, in White Palace, basically you have to kill these 2 enemies called King's Molds. They require like 3 nail hits and then a D-Dark through them and they die. I'm gonna skip the second one because I think the skip is cool and it's around the same speed. It's just a lot harder. But I just want to show off the trick. You have to do it. Well, it's faster to do it in True Ending, not in this category. But let's show it off.
Yeah, we've got such a busted build DPS wise that we can just plow through the enemy if we want. But yeah, the skip is pretty cool. It's called King's Mold Skip. When we get there, basically there's platforms throughout the room, and where there aren't platforms at the edge of the map are clouds, and for some reason instead of like some death plane, those clouds have a spike hitbox, and spikes are pogoable. We can just pogo them. So here we go.
Press 1 in the chat if you don't like mold.
Wow.
You don't like mold?
Yeah, the King's Mold.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just rolling with it.
I'm allergic.
Oh wow, CJ
I'm
put
also
one from the
allergic to
bathroom.
Isn't that so funny? He listens on his phone.
I do the same exact thing. I'm not gonna pass judgment. Actually, I don't listen on my phone. I take my phone in there for the chat so that I can type, but I have my wireless headset on when I go in there, so I can just hear.
We
Whatever.
burned through all the good copy bosses. I guess there's more Decoder ones that I could raid, since we had 400.
Computers are so garbage.
Yeah, I miss Decoders.
Ooh, is she not doing anything anymore?
I haven't seen anything in like 3 years. Hi, nice opinion.
Love that one. The FBI and your mom.
Bulking storage.
I got one chain too.
Take one. Yeah, White Palace is really nice because I don't think there's any RNG. Correct me if I'm wrong. So again, it's just a big platforming exercise, and it's a lot harder platforming than anywhere else in the game, right?
In the
Half
run,
the
at
game is
least.
also located here. Yeah, but that's not a percent, unfortunately, so we don't do it.
Should I do the True Ending version of this room or the?
Yeah, do it. Do it. We have Desolate Dive, so we can skip what he's doing right now, but it's a cool fall without dive. And honestly, is it faster?
No,
It's gotta be close.
it's slow, but I don't think it's very much.
Yeah, 'cause dive doesn't go that fast.
My least favorite room.
I love watching it.
Yeah. It just makes me the most nervous like that. Oh goodness.
The feng shui in this room is all wrong.
That backup is so hard.
It's so hard, and if you miss it, then you have to go all the way around because there's no way to get up there.
Yeah, there's only one backup.
Get
Just
one
that
shot, one opportunity.
But
Sees everything you ever wanted.
Actually, how much money for you to wrap 8 Mile?
Hey, you want to do lose yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
sure.
hit me?
Any donation.
Okay, I have to make sure I don't get hit here again. Wow, I can't believe I got hit there. That's
If
actually
you
insane.
donate any money at all, chat, I will do lose yourself with the voice mod.
In the moment you want it, you never ever let it.
I did Stan earlier for free, so.
Everything's okay. Everyone relax.
I'm freaking out
Yeah, stop doing it.
personally. Yeah, lest we forget.
can get Chibi CJ.
Like, I know that nice round 400 seems appealing, right? But what you guys are not realizing is that 420's right there.
Oh, big true. I'll puff pass.
Oh my god, that got me.
Okay, no pass.
Yeah, right.
I'll take that White Palace.
Somebody cut that.
I wonder. Alright, done with White Palace.
White
Now we're going
Palace.
back to the Abyss. And we're gonna do some shenanigans.
Yep. Don't worry, I learned how to do the thing.
He learned how to do the thing.
Relearned how to do the thing, I should say.
Watch this. Overcharmed again, by the way.
Yep. So in order to get into this room that we're about to try to go into, you have to have 15 blue hearts. That's why we put on all these charms. Well, 3 of them. And so right now we have 17. If I remember right, pretty sure. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start because like in order to open the door, it has to have this really long, effectively what's a cutscene where it just has to have every single one of the little blue things light up on the door. So while you're waiting for that, you can go down and open up the birthplace. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And we can come in here. So that's just gonna make it to where later we don't have to wait for that door to open.
Very satisfying timing there. There have been times when the strat was not to open birthplace, but instead to just go to the other side of the room as a swag move.
Hi,
And
gold.
time up a C-dash. Nice gold.
Was it a 14-second gold?
Yeah, I forgot something else.
14 seconds of movement.
Yeah.
Right, now we are grabbing Abyss Shriek, the upgraded up spell, our last spell.
But you're not gonna see much,
Yep,
if at all.
Luke's.
Yeah.
And then we are going to Birthplace, which is the door we opened up right before the Lifeblood charm. And it's going to be a little spooky. We got those double damage dealing siblings, and we're overcharmed. The good news is we have 15 HP.
Dying here would be difficult.
When you don't do it in this order, it's very scary, like in True Ending. Because you're also overcharmed there, I'm pretty sure. So.
Yeah, you have to have King Soul on, which we
Yeah,
already don't have enough for.
Oh yeah, True Ending only gets 1 extra notch, right? So it's just 4
The Dream Builder route
notches.
does, yeah.
Yeah. The other route doesn't even get the extra notch. After you dream out this, you can just walk around. You just don't have a sprite. Pretty funny. Pretty silly.
Who's gonna be the 420 hero? I'm waiting for it.
The 420 superstar, if you will.
The 420 superstar, let's go.
Just plays.
The spirit of Wiz Khalifa appears in your room as soon as you hit complete transaction. Ah,
Buffalo Soldier.
so this is the birthplace climb, abyss climb. Oh my gosh, which I am notoriously bad at. Because I can't hit jump, like full jump, and then let go of jump for like 2 frames and then repress it. I'm just really bad. So
Yeah, it's a skill issue, but it's okay.
yeah, it's skill. It has nothing to do with anything but me being bad.
This, people like to IL this because it's fun to get it fast, but it is brutal on your hands, man, because of exactly what Viz was saying.
Yeah, it requires a ton of like.
Just a ton of inputs as well. So,
And we have Void Heart.
Yeah, now we can get the ending we're looking for. But first, we gotta sweep out the remaining percents and fight NKG like we were talking about.
Yeah, so this ends up becoming the most, like the climax of the run because, like I said, the last two bosses are effectively a cutscene. So we had to keep killing NKG instead of banishing him in the run to make it cool. Which was the correct decision. We're gonna go get what I think I always find it funny that we're gonna get one of the first charms that everybody gets almost last.
Wandering Compass.
I forgot that it was
I
wandering.
presume we will also get Gathering Swarm. I don't know if we already got that or not.
Nope, we don't have.
Yeah, we're just shopping now. There's a funny optimization here, which we call shoptimization, where we save a vessel fragment for last when we're buying all this stuff, because when you buy one of these things and it completes your mask or soul vessel, it gives that big long animation and it kicks you out of the menu. So if you buy that thing last, you don't want to be in the menu anyways. So a little silly, saves a very small amount of time, but there's nothing better to talk about in this room.
And the pun is cool for shop musician.
Nice. We're just flexing how rich we are. We just walk in and say, "Hey Sly, I want your..."
Give me all you got.
Yeah.
The kid walking into a dollar store with a $20 bill.
Exactly. When he should be donating that $20 bill to the stream
420.
for 420. Exactly. What's he doing? Somebody check on Blood.
Well, you know how much I love smoking that river. We're only $20 away.
Here's NKG. Pretty difficult boss fight in general, like including in speedruns. We alluded to a possible balloon skip on this, same way we did with Troop Master Grim, but it's really hard, so we'll see. And otherwise, the boss does double damage, I believe, and is really fast and scary.
Yeah, I'll try for balloon skip, even if it's a little bit slow. Like, where than the normal run I wouldn't, but just to see it. Stop doing that. Alright, I'm pretty sure if I can get pillars, I'll go for it. If he gives me bats, I'll just go ahead and do them. Yeah, like that. Okay. He's like one fluke or so away. I want to see if I can stop him mid-dash. Like that. I always find it funny.
Okay. And that's all we got, man. Time to go beat the boss.
Yep.
Make a beeline. Boss.
There's no bees here.
Because
Okay,
they're
well,
all
we're bugs.
in the
It's
trap.
okay.
Wait, which one do we want? Do we want Cyclone Knight or Torpedo Knight? What's the other one?
Demon Knight. Do you have a cast?
Yeah, I don't know where the spot is.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother that.
Okay, we're doing Torpedo Knight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know where the spell is well enough to do Demon Knight either, but if you do something while walking into this like dialogue or cutscene,
Yeah.
it keeps you in that animation. It's pretty funny. And if it's something that makes you move, you keep moving. Alright. Time to get THK down to the final screen, which will happen pretty quickly. And then Hornet's gonna come in and
help us out one last time. Fun fact, the knight dies in this second as well. Spoilers.
I can't believe you did this.
Sorry. It's been out for 6 years.
But I haven't played it yet.
Figure it out.
So we're honestly, figure it out.
Grow up.
We're honestly just gathering soul because when you enter the stream, not that we need it, but if we did, it refreshes your HP, which is really nice.
Indubitably.
Maybe a bit more pertinent and true ending. Here's Radiance, Big Moth,
Hey, we
causing
got
all our
it.
issues.
We're at 420.
Let's go! Please go.
Blah, just please. Puff, puff, pass.
So you did hear the word scapegoat there. So yeah, if you're noticing, this boss is very fast. Don't blink. And that's game. Not time yet. Once the screen goes completely black and the little like dream circles disappear.
You got the stupid wrong tentacles.
Yeah.
I feel like you almost always notice on this match. It's pretty funny. GG.
GG. You did such a good job.
It's gonna be close to a gold. It was a gold.
Of course it would.
Interesting.
Oh, that's time, yeah.
Nice.
Thank you. We can watch the cutscene if you guys want.
Why not?
Why not? For reference, that was about 3.5 minutes slower than world record. So
Wait, that was
4 minutes.
9 minutes slower than whatever.
Oh, your real time was only 3.5 minutes slower than your PB.
Oh, really?
Yeah, interesting. You got those performance enhancing
Wait, how?
for your PC.
That's
What's your PV?
Are you playing Spotify?
No.
That could affect it.
That's pretty drastic, though. Real time. What is my PB's real time? Like 247.
25109.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Are you sure?
That's what's on these splits, man.
Interesting, because I was only 5 minutes behind in real time or my estimate, but I was 8 minutes behind my PB in in-game time. That was a horrible run. Interesting. I don't know. But yeah, that's Hollow Knight.
Why?
106%. Yeah, guys, keep watching the marathon. Should be a lot of fun throughout the weekend. We have another Hollow Knight run tomorrow that I mentioned a couple times, the Happy Couple %. So if you like wholesome Hollow Knight content, it's one of the few times to get it. You can catch my stream at twitch.tv/vysualstv, visuals with the Y, obviously. And then Mr. Sir over at Mr.71. When's the last time you streamed?
I stream every weekend, every day on the weekend. So, yeah.
But
I
yeah,
actually skipped it today for this. Dang
thanks.
it.
That's alright, we're gonna do an AP rando after this. It's gonna be fun.
Maybe I'll stream that.
I'm not gonna stream it, so.
All right. Well, thank
Thanks,
you
everybody.
so much for the run. We're going to take a quick pause for the cause. We're going to watch a Twitch ad quietly in our seats, and then when we get back, we'll be getting ready for our next run, which is Hades, I believe, by Trash Lapras.
Hell yeah.
So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
What a cool name.
Promise me something.
Anything.
If we die, don't bury me here.
You're not going to die.
Promise me.
Hello, everybody. Let me know if you can hear me. This is Kefka14 coming at you live with Kishithon. Gonna be a pretty good time. Coming up next, we have Hades 3 Weapons, ran by Lapras. Should be a pretty cool run. I'll be hosting tomorrow as well for Paper Mario, the 1,000-Year Door. That should also be a really hype run, but I'm going to be with you guys for the next 2 hours or so. How y'all doing out there? I'm also rather curious about the Super Mario 64 run tomorrow. I know Amma keeps saying he'll never run it again. I'm never doing this again. I hate this game. Blah, blah, blah. And then he just, every time something comes up, he just like hits that SM64 button. It looks like we're going to go ahead and get Hades underway, though, so hang tight. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with another run here in just a moment.